Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson. Sports Center brought to you by Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, home of smoke-free slots and the highest payout percentage in the area. Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. More spins, more wins, more fun. The Milwaukee Bucks improved to 3-1 to start the NBA season with a 121-111 win over the New York Knicks last night at Fiserv Forum. Giannis leading the way once again. 37 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists. Big night for the Greek Freak, coming off being named Eastern Conference Player of the Week to start the season. Ryan Rollins with a career-high 25 points for the Bucks in the victory. Next up, Milwaukee hosts the Golden State Warriors. Thursday night, 7 o'clock tip. Pregame coverage starts at 6:30 right here on Madison's home of the Bucks, 100.5 ESPN. Football, the Packers back at practice today as they get set to host the Carolina Panthers this Sunday. Kickoff is set for noon. The Packers wearing their 1923-inspired throwback uniforms for the first time with those leather helmets that aren't actually leather helmets. Plenty more to talk about previewing that game coming up, including cousin sub of the day, Bryan Bulaga, in for Tausch on Wilde and Tausch right now.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com. Three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
There aren't any Jasons 12 and under. That's a dead name.
Packers Hall of Famer, Mark Tauscher.
How many kids do you hear, hey, Marky? It might be almost to the point of Ruth.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio.
You love that name so much, you don't even go by it.
On 100.5 ESPN.
If you call me Mark, I'm fine. I like my name. I like my name a lot.
The ESPN Wisconsin app.
Wilde and Tausch.
And ESPN Madison on YouTube.
It's Wilde and Tausch, isn't it?
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Edition, the day 2 of Tausch. I don't know what he's doing. I think he's enjoying the Oregon coast, or maybe he's at a national park. I just know he's not here. He could be just sitting on the couch in his underwear listening to the show for all we know. Edition. We've got a great cousin sub, just like yesterday. With Steve the Homer True as our cousin sub of the day. Today, we have the other half of the Homer Hour on Mondays and Thursdays as our cousin sub of the day edition. And the Am I Too Much of a Youth Sports Coach Mentality guy that I am curious as to how, even though you have one of the best tight ends in football that you said you would be crazy not to feature as the centerpiece of your passing game, how are you going to keep everybody else happy? Edition of Wilde and Tausch. On 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, ESPNWisconsin.com, the ESPN app, your Alexa smart speaker, streaming live video, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and, of course, everything you need on the all-new, all-redesigned, all-free, and all-customizable ESPN Wisconsin app, which you can find both in the Apple and Android app stores. I'm not mad at Ashton and Pratik and everyone else involved. They're awesome teammates, and I love them. I don't love Spotify, and I feel like There's a lot of people. I'm still getting messages. Are you ever getting back on Spotify? Are you ever Yeah, hey, Spotify. Put us back on there. We didn't violate any rules. All right, here endeth the complaining. I'm Jason Wilde in Green Bay. Jesse Nelson is in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios and joining us now. Hopefully, the suspect that was being manhunted in his neighborhood a few weeks ago, we have apprehended him to be our cousin son. 3 full hours of this guy. It is our famous friend, Bryan Bulaga. Bryan, good morning. Thank you for your service, for stepping into the breach. How are you, buddy?
I'm good. Good morning. How's everyone doing?
We're great. Jesse, I as I referred to him in a text message to our surprise guest at 9:30, you're filling in for Tausch, so we needed somebody to fill in for you. I think we got one of the really good ones, so we look forward to that and unveiling who it is. But I called Jesse a close personal friend of yours because only friends can give each other grief about their football teams, even though the Badgers aren't even Jesse's football team. He went to Bradley, so I don't quite understand.
We didn't have a team, so therefore I never had to leave the Badgers.
So you could adopt whoever you wanted.
Yeah, if I went to San Diego State, I'd be a San Diego State. I went to a school that didn't have a football team, so therefore I still got to keep mine. It was the best of both worlds, really.
Okay. Do you think Muskego could give the Badgers a run for their money at this point?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Oh, boy.
So, Jesse, just a little behind the scenes. So we're getting ready for the show last night, and obviously Bryan is one of our, I don't want to hurt anybody else's feelings. I'm kind of like Matt LaFleur right now. One of our top draft picks for when Tausch is out.
You did straight up tell Homer yesterday you'd rather have Bulaga than him.
Did I tell him that?
You said that on the air.
I said that out loud?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, he's a close second, but he's ahead of the pack. But nevertheless, this little piece of, I assumed it was a joke, but you texting us that there are reports that LSU might be interested in Kirk Ferentz, you were making that up, right? That's fake news,
yes,
right?
Yes, Jason.
Okay.
Come on.
Yeah, all right.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what it's like to have a winning football team lately. So he does. He's got one of those. So maybe they decided, getting guys that make Matt LaFleur and Robert Saleh park cars at his party was not the right decision at LSU. Brian Kelly. Ugh.
No.
So maybe they want a guy that brings stability and very few points, but certainly stability to a football program.
Yeah.
And who butt dialed me once.
Well, I would say this. It'll never happen, but if Kirk were to go to LSU, you'd still get the same recruits, but you would just get a lot of stability. You'd get a lot of stability. I mean, that would be one thing you would get. I mean, I would just look at it like if you got Kirk Ferentz at LSU, imagine like the type of running backs and offensive linemen you would be able to get. Like, just imagine the type of skill backs, and it would be like unbelievable. Like, you would get the Derrick Henrys of the world just nonstop, just flowing through. Like, oh, you want to play running back in the SEC? Well, you probably should go to LSU because you're going to run the ball majority of the time, and that's where you would want to go. You want to play offensive line and be a first-round pick? You should probably go to LSU under Kirk Ferentz. Like, that's what it would boil down to. And then you would get the wide receivers, but you wouldn't get the kids that go to Alabama, right, or Georgia, but you would still get top tier wide receivers, but he's not leaving Iowa. He will never leave Iowa. It just will never happen. It just won't. He's there forever.
What I am curious. So I'm looking at the Big Ten standings, and I am very curious because as much grief as we give you as an Iowa guy in the games where your teams did not score a lot of points, that's like, first of all, we have no room to be joking. You go to the standings, and I assume it's alphabetical with all the winless teams, but Wisconsin is at the bottom, like the bottom. And you look at Iowa, you got Indiana in first place at 5-0 in the conference, Ohio State 4-0, Oregon 4-1, Iowa 4-1. Now, I know not all wins are created equal, and some teams have harder schedules than others, and all the other stuff that comes with being a mega conference. But we spent some time on the Badgers yesterday when Homer was our cousin sub of the day, and obviously we like to take advantage of when Tausch isn't here because, while I'm sure he has plenty of thoughts, he is a very important piece to their broadcasts, and so I don't want to put him in a bad spot. You, on the other hand, unless something is changing in the booth with Matt LePay, you can say whatever the heck you want as an Iowa alum. Why is Iowa able to do what they're doing, and why can't Wisconsin? Has that thought crossed your mind?
It has. It really has, because, I mean, obviously we remember a few years back when they really couldn't get any offense going. I mean, it was really bad, right? And everyone remembers it was Kirk's son, Bryan, that was running the offense, and it was that whole, that mess that was kind of going on. And I mean, there were a lot of things going on at the time. There was quarterback issues. I mean, it was a big deal. I mean, a lot of people were pointing fingers at Bryan. Bryan left, and the issue still continued, right? Like, It wasn't like he left and all of a sudden the offense was putting up 40 points. Like, nothing like that happened, right? So, but they have evolved a little bit since he had left, right? They brought in different quarterbacks, and I think they got a little bit better outside. Obviously, the tight ends had stayed the same there. They still continue to do that, and the offensive linemen. I think it's gotten a little bit better this year. Last year, I think they still struggled up front. This year, it's gotten better. But and the running back position has stayed the same. I think that's really good again. Defensively, we all know they have stayed the same. They are still very good defensively. It's like rinse and repeat on the defensive side of the ball. Like they look exactly the same. They play exactly the same, and that's like a carbon copy of what they are every single year. I think the quarterback this year that they brought in is an upgrade. I think he does a lot of things well. Obviously, he's not a guy that's going to throw for 350 yards a game. That's not what he's going to do, right? Like that's not what Iowa's going to do. But I think for the most part, he protects the ball somewhat well, which is important for Kirk. I think he uses his legs well, which he can scramble well and get first downs with his legs, which we hadn't had in the past. We've normally had some quarterbacks back there that don't move well. They kind of stand back there, and if they're going to get pressured, well, they're probably going to get sacked, and that's going to be the end of a drive. Then you're punting it, and you're relying on their defense. Well, this kid can move a little bit, and he can run, and he uses his legs, and that's important. And they're trusting him to throw the ball, and they're getting themselves in better situations. And I think that's been the difference, and I think Kirk consistently kind of relying on what he's been doing since the beginning of his time there, right? It's run the football, be patient, rely on your defense, and punting. And I know Jesse loves to give me a hard time about it. Sometimes punting the football isn't the worst thing in the world. And there's been commentators in NFL games that have ragged Iowa for punting the football. Like, I think the Colts punted a game and they're like, well, I know you haven't seen this, but if you watch Iowa football, this is something that happened. Like, it was during a Colts NFL game. I'm like, why are they
doesn't seem necessary?
I'm like, why are you ragging on Iowa during a Colts game? Like, this is ridiculous. But anyway,
in fairness, Brian, our best highlight at Wisconsin this year is a fake punt called by the punter on his own on 4th and 19 in the fourth quarter of a 34-0 game.
Yeah,
that's very fair.
And then you mentioned Iowa's, in conference record 4-1. Their one loss was to Indiana, 20-15.
Yeah.
Like, it was a very good game. And the quarterback got knocked out at the end of the third quarter. They were winning that football game before the quarterback got knocked out. So they were very competitive against one of the best teams in the Big Ten at home. Now, obviously, they played
so is that evidence
a little bit later.
Yeah, so is that evidence, and again, I understand when the Badgers made the switch and fired Paul Chryst, and there were criticisms of Paul that he wasn't embracing the new world order of college football and NIL and the transfer portal. I understand all that. But is there something to be said for having a brand and not changing it and making sure the best players in Iowa don't leave the state and all the things that Barry Alvarez has been spouting off about on the Jesse Nelson show with Barry Alvarez every week. Like, it just feels like, and I hand up, I am a biased spokesperson here because I wanted my guy Jim Leonard to get the job. I thought he was a Wisconsin guy. He would keep the Wisconsin mentality. And I thought even in the age of NIL, you could still win with that if you did a lot of the things that you've always done, and then you paid some guys that need to be paid to add to the positions that need to be spent upon. And I assume that's what Iowa has done because they have stuck to who they are, and they are having success. Are they going to win the national championship this year? They are not. But you're telling me anyone in the state of Wisconsin wouldn't say, okay, I'd love to win a national title, and that's what we were sold, right? We're here to win championships. That's why we got rid of Paul. I would much rather have Iowa, where I go to games and they win the games, and they play Indiana tougher than pretty much anybody has this year, and I can feel good about my team, as opposed to where we're at right now with Wisconsin, which, I mean, the fact that we reached the point where they scored a touchdown in the Oregon game to prevent three straight shutouts. This is what it must have felt like during the Don Morton era. That is exactly what, like, I was a freshman in 1990, and I remember being in the stands for a game that they lost 51-3, and the student section was chanting, "We scored first." These are the little victories we're down to.
Yeah, and I mean, you said it. Like, Kirk has stuck to the brand. Like, he has stayed with what he knows and what he believes in. And I remember when I went back there for that, American Needs Farmers thing, and I got to sit with him multiple days in a row. And the NIL world is obviously new to me as well. Like, I have no idea. Like, it's crazy. It is. It's absolutely wild. And to these coaches like the Kirk Ferentzes and obviously like the Nick Sabans and these guys that have been in it forever, right? Since the start of time, essentially, you could think of college football. There's a lot of like change that they have to go through and understand and get used to. And the best way that like he was explaining it to me was like you have to bring in people, especially like younger people that understand this new world. We've brought in people and compliance people and younger staff that understand this new dynamic, and you kind of let them work this. Obviously, he has a big hand in who they're recruiting, and he still does a lot of that. Obviously, it's his program, but you have to understand like the new way things are happening, right? You have to understand where the money's going and who you're trying to pick up and where everything's allocated within the school funding and what is the funding, right? Like what is what? Like it's so weird to me. Like there's a NIL fund, and then what kids can go get separately, and how that all works out. Like it is wild, but it is crazy to me how he has really changed that part of his mentality of like kind of, because when I was there, man, he was so locked tight on how they recruited and who they recruited and his hand in that. Like it was very specific. It was like, we have to go after X, Y, and Z, and this is like, it was down to the T. Like you knew the type of player he was going to get exactly. Like you knew it coming in each year. Now it's different with the way the NIL works and the portal and who you can go get and how you get them and things like that. Like he has adapted to that. And with knowing that, you have to have people that are very familiar with that. Right. And people and the staff that he's brought in, it's a way younger staff than I remember. Right. Like when I was there, the staff was very old school. Like it was a very old school staff. And you go there now and it's a lot of young guys, a lot of younger staff. Like my old O-line coach, Reese Morgan, he's there, but he works he does stuff there still because Reese loves being there. But he like breaks down tape and does stuff like that. And he like does, just does stuff around because he loves being there. So I got to spend time with him. But like the staff is young. They're young guys. They understand this new football world. And to me, it's a change by him. And like, I'm sure a lot of people do that, but man, it's hard for old school guys to think that way and let your program, let that bit of control go. But he's done that. Right. And to me, that's why I think they're having this success now. It's taken them some time, I'm sure, right? Like, and I think you saw that struggle early on, but now I think you're starting to see some of the benefits of him letting that adaptation happen. So I'm not saying it's going to, like you said it, they're not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. They're not winning national championship this year. Nope, not happening. But they do put a product on the field that make Hawkeye fans, alumni, like excited to watch and proud to watch. I will say that it is fun to see them go out there and battle the top teams, and at least they go out there and, you know, they're not getting blown out, right? Like that is one thing that they are not doing. They will go out there and battle till, you know, the end and keep these games as tight as they can to try to win them. And that's what, to me, is what it's all about.
This has been your Iowa football updates. Don't get jealous, Jesse, but they're in a better spot than the Badgers are right now. We're in a great spot. We've got Bryan Bulaga as our cousin sub of the day. Cousin subs, we believe in better. We will get ready for our surprise guest who's coming up. Talk a little Packers next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
At Wisconsin Surplus Online Auction, you won't have to worry about your old lawnmower pulling a hamstring. They make buying and selling easy. Wisconsin Surplus Online Auction is simple, reliable, and unlike your fantasy team this football season, they'll actually deliver. Have equipment taking up space? Let them be your surplus solution. You send it in, they list it, people bid, and you actually win. Bid, buy, sell, and score big today at WisconsinSurplus.com. Because winning isn't just for game day. WisconsinSurplus.com.
Time out on the field. Let's bring in Gina Della from Pella. What's the winning game plan this month?
Wayne, a whole house of new windows for as low as $297 a month with 0% interest for up to 60 months.
Wow, that's a drive you can sustain for years. No penalties, no extra interest.
And unlike opponents, Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin actually stops the drafts.
Don't sit on the sidelines, folks. Make your move today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 10/31/2025.
The UW Credit Union member Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, old T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, I mean, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Hey, it's Riley Yauk. Stay in the know on area high school sports and follow ESPN Madison on social media for Prep Mania on Deck. Each week's preview for the top games and events. Prep Mania on Deck is brought to you by Zimbrick Honda, a proud supporter of high school sports and local communities.
All day, every day. The Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
To help those who want to be helped, but may not be able to afford it.
That's what PGA Tour winner Grayson Murray had envisioned for a foundation before he sadly took his own life at just 30 years old. His parents channeled their grief into creating the Grayson Murray Foundation, carrying out his vision to help those struggling with mental health and addiction. To donate and learn more, visit GraysonMurrayFoundation.com.
Is your computer so slow you can hardly use it? Does it have blue screens, malware, viruses, reboots, hardware crashes? Sound familiar? Computers will have problems, and when they do, you need the computer experts at Madison Computer Works. Every day we help home users and businesses keep their computers and networks running smoothly. For solutions to your computer problems, call the pros at 231-8000, and we'll turn this into this. Madison Computer Works. Computers that work for you.
Hi, this is Lee. inviting you to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. We got a great happy hour every day of the week from 4 o'clock to 7, and our patio during the summer is open too. If you're getting married, special occasion, a birthday, anniversary, or even a business meeting, we've got all the accommodations right here at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. You work hard and sometimes you're not sure what you want to do, where you want to spend your money. I want to encourage you to come into Ruth's Chris Steakhouse and say hello. It'd be a pleasure to meet you.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
All right, Brian, I want to get to this because I also want to discuss it with our surprise guest coming up. I understand that this is not like when Declan was playing lower-end young player soccer, like before he had elevated his game to playing for Man City. And before our girls were playing in high school, like you got to let the kid go pick dandelions in the right field for 2 innings because everybody gets to play. I understand that's not what we're doing. At the same time, you have to manage egos in an NFL locker room. You've worked in one of those, so. And maybe this is why we have you and Tausch and a cavalcade of guys who played in the NFL. Maybe I'm looking at this the wrong way. But Matt LaFleur says after the game that it'd be crazy not to run the offense through Tucker Kraft, the passing game. Yeah, he's right. And then, and again, I don't know. This could be nothing, okay? I'm not young and cool, so I don't know why you would deactivate your Instagram account. I post pictures of the girls' sports there. That's about all I do. But Matthew Golden does that. It's on, Twitter. I don't know. Is he frustrated? He caught 3 passes. He was targeted 3 times. He gained 4 yards. I am sure he has more expectations for himself than that. My question is, and that was my question to Matt LaFleur, was how do you manage that? Like if somebody's unhappy, and I didn't say specifically him, I just asked in general, how do you manage that? My question for you is, obviously offensive linemen are a different deal. I mean, I'm sure Sean Ryan wasn't exactly thrilled to be rotating and only play one series and then no series at all. But then last week he was back to rotating. It was good to see 75 back out there. Is this a real thing? Is this something that needs to be managed for a coach, or is it just, hey, this is a big boy league like Ted Thompson used to say, deal with it?
Yeah, I mean, I think in this situation, again, I don't know all the background on the Golden deactivating his Instagram. Is it reactivated now, or is it still? I don't know everything about it, right? I guess I don't pay that much attention to those things.
I don't either.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I guess I don't look too much into those things when people do that, or people say, oh, he scrubbed his Instagram of all his Packers or whatever team he's on. I don't really pay much attention to that. Is he frustrated? Most likely. You know what I mean? He probably is. And if Matt said that after the Pittsburgh game that they should run the offense, or would they be crazy? Yeah, I mean, I would agree with them. Tucker Kraft should be the guy they run it through. Yes. It should be, because Tucker Kraft is really good, and he's a very dangerous weapon. But how to manage the egos through, in the locker room, he was doing that. As we heard, what was it, the week prior, Matt said, there is no, he said Matthew Golden, we're not going to try to force the ball into Matthew Golden more. I mean, he that's what he did, and now he says this about Tucker Kraft this week. I think there's a part of managing egos so that, egos don't get too big. But then at the point, now we have to look at it so that egos don't get hurt, right? And Golden's a young player in this league with, I think, a ton of potential, right? And I think he could be very, very good. Super dynamic playmaker, in my opinion. I think he could be such a explosive player for the Green Bay Packers. So I think he has to kind of balance this thing out, of how to make sure that a young player doesn't go in the tank, so to speak, right? Like, and right. I think that's the way you have to look at this from a young player perspective. I think older players, you can maybe speak to them in a different way or under, in a certain way. Younger players, it's their first time in this, right? Like, and it's their first go round in it. He was a first round pick, first receiver taken in forever, a lot of expectation. He just had his biggest game prior against the Bengals. You know what I mean? Like, there was a lot of,
right.
There was a lot of, expectation coming through into this week. And Pittsburgh's 31st ranked pass defense, there's a lot that they thought were going to happen this week. And he gets the 3 targets for 4 yards, and there's disappointment. So I think he just has to, from Matt's perspective, and I'm sure everyone's thinking this, like, hey, we just got to make sure this young guy doesn't, go in the tank from this and get upset and lose confidence that we don't want to get him the ball. Like, everyone wants him to have the ball. I don't think there's a thing like we don't want to get Matthew Golden the football.
Right.
Like, that's definitely not the case here, right? Like that.
But there's definitely they're not getting me the ball enough for my liking. There has to be.
Yes.
And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. He's a competitor. Of course you want the ball, right? You think the team is better off when you get the ball. But this to me, and tell me if I'm wrong, is maybe a little bit of the drawback to no clear-cut pecking order. Christian Watson comes back. You've still got Jaden Reed, who's on IR. You didn't even have Dontavion Wicks. He was out with a calf injury, so you didn't have to factor in finding him snaps. It just Matt LaFleur has said it's a lot of mouths to feed, and I'm not sure that there's enough to go around. And again, I'm not trying to stir up. They don't give a dang about what I'm saying here. I am bringing it up because I am curious as to whether or not this is something that Matt LaFleur consciously has to deal with, or he can just say, hey, deal with it. And I think when it comes to young guys, to your point, they're not going to deal with it as well, especially, not to sound like an old man, but especially with this generation of player who has been told time and time again how great they are and how they get money from NIL and all the other things that didn't exist when you were a young player. Fair or unfair?
Yeah. No, I think it's fair. And the thing is, like, there is a lot of mouths to feed on this in the skill position, realm of the Green Bay Packers right now. There's a lot of weapons and a lot of guys that can do a lot of damage for you. And how do you spread it around? Like, it's very difficult. And to say, oh, we're going to go with the hot hand every week, well, that's difficult to know until you get going in the game, right? Like that's tough to do, like, right? Unless you start literally, as you talked about before, start making guys the number one read throughout progressions in, within the game plan, right? And that's being intentional with who the number one read is, right? Like, so that's the point where how are you going to go about doing that? And to me, like, I'm not trying to rain on anyone's parade, but like, I feel like Tucker Kraft should always be the number one or two read within progressions. Like, that's what I mean, and that's not based on what I think anyone's talent is. Like that, I just think that Tucker Kraft is that type of player. I just think he's reliable. I think he's that good. I think Jordan Love and Tucker Kraft have that type of chemistry from receiver to quarterback, and he should be the guy that Jordan Love looks for, right? I think he's earned that. I really do. I think he's earned that. So I think Golden's time is gonna get there. I think he's gonna get going. It's just you have to make sure that a young player's this is like keep your spirits up, young man. But like that, you have to keep them. You have to keep them positive. You have to make sure that he doesn't go in the tanks, because you are going to need a player like that as this thing goes on, because he is explosive, he is dynamic, and you don't want him to become like an afterthought, because he's not. He's very good.
No,
you don't
he
want to
definitely
have him
shouldn't
become
be.
an after. Yeah, you don't want that.
All right. Speaking of afterthoughts, this guy is no afterthought. We're so excited to have him. I think I'm going to keep it a secret until he joins us. But I will just say this. I don't think our fans will be disappointed. We're not bringing in some stiff to fill in for Bryan, who's filling in for Tausch as our cousin sub of the day. Speaking of which, you can make a bad choice when it comes to finding a personal injury lawyer. There's plenty of bad choices to be made. There's only one call to make if you want to get the right team on your team, and that's Grubel Offices. One call, that's all, 414-276-6666, 414-276-6666, or go to the website, gruber-law.com, to find out more about the firm, all the great things David has been doing in our communities for years, and, most importantly, how they will win for you. Grubel Offices, one call, that's all. The mystery guest, joins us next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
What's new at Zimbrick Chevrolet? A lot. A free car wash with every service, plus a brand new detail facility to keep your ride looking fresh all year long. Relax with coffee and snacks while you wait, and if you can't, grab one of their numerous service loaners, take the shuttle, or even get a lift on them. Plus, Zimbrick Chevrolet has the largest new Chevrolet inventory in southern Wisconsin, and you'll never overpay at Zimbrick Chevrolet. Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie, the name you can trust.
Hey, it's John Hayes, owner of Goodman's Jewelers. Come in and discover the high standards, classic traditions, honesty, integrity, and elegance when you walk through our doors. For over 90 years, customers have returned again and again to our warm boutique setting. Trust me, because I've been there for over 40 of them. Whether it's time to come back or your first time in, stop by Goodman's Jewelers at 220 State Street today. Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison since 1933.
The best is at Goodman's.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
It's football season in Wisconsin and the energy is electric. Get ready to fuel up the hype with Monster Energy. With bold flavors and that legendary kick, Monster gives you the power to go all 4 quarters. Whether you're tailgating before the big game, watching with friends at home, or catching every play at your favorite spot. Because game day isn't just about football. It's about bringing the energy wherever you are. Stop by your local Piggly Wiggly to pick up a Monster Energy drink today. Monster Energy. Unleash the beast.
From the baseball playoffs to regular season football, Prize Picks is the best way to win cash watching our favorite teams. Which players are going off? Which ones are overhyped? Well, make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn your takes into cash all season long on Prize Picks. Prize Picks is simple to play. Just pick more or less on at least 2 player stats. If you get your picks right, you could cash in. Prize Picks now offers stacks, meaning you can pick the same player up to 3 times in the same lineup. Prize Picks also offers injury reboots. If one of your players leaves the game in the first half and doesn't return, Prize Picks won't count it as a loss. Prize Picks offers Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard, and more for quick and easy deposits into your account this football season. Join millions of users. Sign up for America's #1 fantasy sports app. Download the Prize Picks app today and use that code WI to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code WI to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
Hey, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Buying a roof, siding, or windows can feel overwhelming.
hidden costs, confusing contracts. We don't play that game. We educate you so you can decide. And when you know the facts, Infinity Exteriors is the clear choice. Since 1997, we've installed peace of mind with no surprise upcharges, flexible budgets, and immediate financing. Infinity Exteriors, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
Not just another game, huh?
This was a big game. And when you're in big games, you play your best. And Jordan Love was special tonight.
Continue reacting to the Packers win right here on 100.5 ESPN.
All right, Brian. You're a lot of great things. You're a great dad, great husband, previously a great football player, great cousin sub of the day. One thing that I've never thought of you as, though, is a trendsetter. You're not trendy. Like, hey, you're making America Needs Farmers a popular thing. You're making Iowa football a popular thing. But the fact that anyone would follow you to the other end of the country, I would have never expected that. But that's what this guy did. Played 132 games in the National Football League. And during a few of them, he got yelled at by Aaron Rodgers, but who hasn't? Our cousin sub for Brian is our friend Corey Linsley. Corey, good morning. How are you? Oh, Jesse, turn on his audio.
He is
Jesse.
on. If Corey, make sure you're not muted on your end. If not, we'll have to call him.
Oh, no.
No.
Let's give him
that
a second
mustache
to get
looks too
adjusted
good.
here. Unfortunately,
doesn't he look amazing?
Yes, that mustache is too good.
He looks like Ted Lasso without the hair.
he looks totally different. Yeah, we can't hear. I'm going to have to call him on the phone. Dang it.
All right, well,
All right, we'll get it situated
we
here.
get one before you call him. Let's get one last shot of what a good-looking fella Lex Luthor and Ted Lasso have combined to make in Corey Linsley, and then we'll talk to him on the phone. All right, so Brian, while we get connected with Corey quickly, how did he end up following you to the Chargers? Did you recruit him?
I don't know if I recruited him or not. I think that's a strong word. He reached out and asked me, because obviously he was going through the process of, free agency and things like that. And he was just asking me, how was it out there, about the team, about Herbert, kind of about the area, about California in general. Obviously, I told him, I can't really give you any good advice because I was in lockdown, my first year there. So, Bud, I can't really give you too much insight about the area because I was in my house most of the time, to be brutally honest. But it was just one of those things where I was just giving him information about the guys on the team, because obviously at the time, Anthony Lynn had been, fired. So we were going into a new coaching staff. So I didn't even know who the coach was going to be.
Right.
So he was going in, he was asking me about, I had no idea who the coach, Brandon Staley was going to be the coach, but I knew nothing about Brandon, right? I had no idea I knew who Brandon was, but I didn't know anything about him. So if there was going to be a decision on a coach that Corey was making, he had just as good as information as I had. I talked to Frank Smith, the O-line coach. I really liked him. And Corey had probably talked to him just as much as I had. And I think that was more of the pull as well. So I didn't know if there was much recruiting that I did. It was just kind of talking to him about, what was going to be best for him and his family. And obviously it worked out well because he still lives there.
It's exactly. You read my mind. So. You led right into what I was going to say. He's like Randy Newman walking around singing, "I love L.A." All right, let's see if we have actual audio from Corey Linsley. Corey, good morning again. Hello. No, Jesse!
Jesse, what
now
could
he's
be
swearing
going on?
over there. Look at him. All right,
I'm swearing
here's what
back
we're gonna
here
do.
Too. Yeah,
We're
sorry.
gonna take a break, and hopefully we get this figured out before we do our chalk talk for Casa down the road. Because if you can't talk then, and people have to listen to me, that's really a problem. So we're gonna take a break, and then Corey Linsley joins us somehow, some way, maybe old school. Next, it's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
Mark Tusher here for Chalmers Jewelers. I've been a big fan of Scott, Garrett, and the whole team at Chalmers Jewelers for years now. I go there, my friends go there, and most importantly, my wife loves it whenever I get her something from Chalmers Jewelers. It's my go-to spot for birthdays, anniversaries, and any special occasion. For quality jewelry and a great experience, choose Chalmers Jewelers, the place to go for that perfect gift. Stop at Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute brought to you by your Badgerland Chevy dealers, proud supporters of Badger Athletics. Go to BadgerlandChevy.com.
With your Badger Minute, I'm Riley Yauk. Barry Alvarez isn't shy about his thoughts on in-state recruiting. Here's the coach explaining why he put so much emphasis on making sure that Wisconsin kids stayed home.
The top players here are as good as any in the country, and no one's paying attention to them. So you have a better chance. I mean, this is just common sense. And they're as good as anybody you can get.
Catch the Barry Alvarez Show every Monday night from 6 to 7 p.m. across ESPN Madison.
Get a whole house of new Pella windows for as low as $297 a month with 0% interest for up to 60 months.
Wow. Don't sit on the sidelines, folks. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Hi, it's Jason Wilde from Wilde and Tausch, inviting you to join me July 5th on a journey through the lovely landscapes of England, Scotland, and Wales with Colette. Take in the charm of the countryside and the history of the great cities. Imagine standing before Big Ben in London, then later gazing out from Edinburgh Castle. So rich in history, it feels like you're stepping back in time. Along the way, we'll explore the storybook villages of Chester and Shakespeare's Stratford-upon-Avon, places where every street seems to whisper a piece of history. And how about a scenic train ride through the rolling green hills that lead us right into the medieval city of York? It's all part of this incredible journey. From iconic landmarks to cozy villages, from bustling city streets to peaceful countryside views, you'll experience the very best of Britain's history, culture, and beauty, and create memories that last a lifetime. Text TRAVEL to 844-770-3776 for full details. To learn more about this amazing adventure, come to the meet and greet on Tuesday, November 4th at 6 p.m. at Buck and Honey's Monona. If you can't make it, visit ESPNMilwaukeeTravel.com to learn how you can join virtually.
Audi Madison is where performance meets precision. Take advantage of the 3.99% APR for 72 months, plus $6,000 customer bonus when you purchase a 2025 Audi A6 sedan 5.5 TFSI Quattro. No down payment to qualified credit, must finance through Wells Fargo. Customer bonus is only available until November 3rd. Stop in and test drive today. Check out AudiMadison.com to see current inventory and specials. Start your adventure at Audi Madison today, off the Beltline and Rimrock Road.
When it comes to your health, do you want to buy something online or do you want to meet with someone local? A local doctor with a family-owned business that cares about you. That's right, you want to meet with Nestor Rodriguez and Ashley Rodriguez at Carbon World Health. You have questions about cryotherapy, red light therapy, hormone replacement treatments, GLP-1s, or you just want to have a great workout. Carbon World Health is there for you. They have a new location in Sun Prairie and they have their original location in Madison. So when it comes to your health, there's nowhere better to go than Carbon World Health in Madison and now in Sun Prairie.
Oh no, there's only seltzer left, and it's passionberry almond fruit? Who comes up with these? Kick the aluminum can to the curb and mix up a cocktail you actually want with Tito's. It tastes great, it's gluten-free, and it's available in a variety of sizes for your convenience. The flavor abilities are endless. Tito's Handmade Vodka, the official spirit of whatever you want to drink. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
We're on the Badgers.
No one fears the Badgers for sure. No one respects the Badgers.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
Right now, everyone just pities the Badgers.
This is 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
I've got some famous friends you probably never heard of, but back big city we're in. But when I go back home,
The only question I have at this point is when Tausch has technical issues, which is, let's be honest, somewhat frequently, Sarah's there to dive in and get everything fixed. I assume, since I've known Anna almost as long as I've known Corey, that she is a outstanding troubleshooter on all things in the Linsley family's life. But apparently we're just going to go with him on the phone for now. Good morning, Corey. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing all right, although very disappointed in my technical abilities, but it is what it is.
Well, we love you no matter what. I do have to admit, one of the reasons why, not only because you followed Bryan to L.A. and then you guys stayed there, but also because I thought of you, not that you did this. Okay, I want to be clear. I don't think you ever did anything this stupid. But when I saw the look that Aaron Rodgers gave his tackle after he tackled him after that touchdown on Thursday Night Football, I thought, boy, I know Corey Linsley got that look once or twice. Not for tackling him, but you were always so good with him, and you handled that so well when he would get after you early in your career. What's the secret to being successful with the 4-time NFL MVP when he's chewing your butt out?
You know what? He's the director of the show, right? It is what it is. He has a lot of things to worry about on his plate, and sometimes it was my fault. Sometimes there was a miscommunication. There was a variety of issues behind a lot of those ass chewings, but but in general, I mean, it's like, hey, frustrations boil over. We all do that. It's like the heat of the game, whatever. I didn't take any of it personally.
Yeah, I mean, some of them. Let's be real, especially your rookie year. Some of them, he got a little upset for no reason. We would all be like, "All right, you got to lay off him a little bit." It would be. Some of them, like, you would see the ones he'd get really mad at Corey. Listen, we're talking about, we're in a stadium, we're on the road. We would break the huddle sometimes really late. We would break the huddle really late. We're on the road. We're on silent count. And we're getting up to the line. Corey's making IDs. Aaron's making adjustments. And the play clock's at 3. And Corey's going through the silent kings, and Aaron's clapping his hands to get the ball. And obviously, no one knows. You can't hear him. And then we have to bang a timeout. And then that's when he yells at Corey for not snapping the ball. It's just and that's when you saw a lot of the pageantry of him yelling at Corey with some language. And everyone's like, dude, if he would have snapped the ball, he would have gotten sacked because none of us would have known that he snapped the ball. None of the linemen were expecting Corey to fire the ball back there because, we would have had no idea. So, thanks for not snapping the ball, Corey. Because everyone would have been beat. Everyone would have been beat. That's what would have happened.
I think you chose a great word there, Brian. Pageantry. It was performative. He was dramatic. It was, all this hoopla. He was where his frustrations would boil over. That's exactly what it was. It was pageantry. He's nothing more than an actor. Then
Well, then you certainly never tackled him. You never caused any physical harm to him, or you tackled him. So that's different.
Might have wanted to.
That wasn't pageantry that he got tackled. I will say that. That wasn't pageantry. That's just, that was him being pissed. That was legitimately pissed. So that's that I understand. So Corey, I want to ask. Obviously you played with Elton quite a bit. Obviously I got a year with Elton. You were around Elton quite a bit. We know how good of a dude Elton is. We know how good of a player Elton is. How do you think, and I know you watch the games as much as you can get them out in California and all that, but how do you think Elton has done this year transitioning from obviously his full-time role at guard kind of to settling in at center? It's such a big change. You did it your whole career playing center, and how difficult it is. I know how difficult it is, and you were so good at it. How do you think he's done so far up to this year or up to this point in the season?
Yeah, I had a chat with him. We've been texting back and forth a little bit about just playing center and the transition and stuff. And I would say that guard, 1,000% is a harder position than center. As you migrate outwards from snapping the ball, it gets harder, right? Tackle harder than guard harder than center. Physically, and from like from entirely from a physical perspective, center, you're obviously the guy that's got to get the ball first. You're making you're making the ID typically. In our offense, that's how it ran, and I'm sure that continues to be true with Elton. And Bryan can attest to this as well. Elton, legitimately one of the smartest football players that I've been around. He knew ball like from day one. As a rookie, he was looking at other guys like veterans that weren't getting stuff down and looking at me like, why is this so hard for them? I'm like, dude, you get ball. Like, some guys just don't get ball. And so that part of the transition was going to be easier. But there are just little technique things where you don't have as much space as you do at guard, which ultimately helps you, and it makes everything, can things happen quicker, but you can also shut guys down quicker, and they don't get started as quickly. And speaking about the defensive linemen. And so Elton and I were having a discussion. They were just like little technique things where it's like, hey, whereas you're kind of setting, like pass setting like you would a guard, things are happening a little bit quicker. You don't need to set as far. And when you're also talking about getting to the depth of your guards, like the guards basically are the depth. Like the tackles, vertically setting, got to stay in line with the guards from that perspective, from their vertical, the angle of their set. And if you're not going to do that, then you have to adjust and be ready for it. For Elton, I felt like it was a very, very small technical thing where it was like, hey, just get to the depth of your guards. Just instead of setting in line as you would as a guard, or with a little bit less depth, because you don't want to just jump back there. Guard, you got to set the depth of the pocket. The center has to get to the depth of the guards because they form that cone or whatever, the start of the apex of that cone, to set the depth of the pocket, and then the tackles contribute to that, but it's also the width. So I felt like that little change that he made, like I've seen it on film and I've seen it on TV. Like I feel like his play has improved dramatically, and it's just a little thing, right? It's not his ability is off the charts. I mean, he's a ridiculously talented player, but just getting the feel for that position, even in the past couple of weeks, like I've noticed that he's made an enormous difference for sure. That's made an enormous difference.
Does he, on one of the broadcasts, I can't remember which one, and this is probably why when you guys watch the tape, you just watch the all 22 and you don't listen to the commentators. But there was some discussion about how he looks through his legs when he snaps the ball. Does he snap it differently than you do or others traditionally do, or was that kind of a false narrative?
Yeah, I guess I can't speak directly to that because I didn't hear that, or I'm not familiar with whoever said it, but yeah, from what I've seen on film, it's the same thing. I don't know. Although I haven't necessarily. Yeah, I guess I didn't watch. I only watched the TV copy without the sound, of course, because of my kids. But last week with the Steelers. But yeah, I didn't notice anything like remarkably different.
You see what the when the announcers say that like Elton's snapping the ball, that's not true. So like what Corey and what Elton and what the centers have done in Green Bay forever, and this is what Aaron liked too, and this is what the centers have been doing. They look between their legs to get the leg signal from Aaron or from now Jordan to get the silent count going. As they're picking their head up, they're not looking between their legs as they snap the ball. Their head is going up, and they're seeing everything as they're snapping the football. Like, they're not looking between their legs and firing it. Then like, oh my gosh, where is everything?
Right.
I mean, their head is actively coming up as they're firing, and that's all part of why the tackles get good jumps, and that's all timed out. Like, that's been timed out. I mean, that goes back. I mean, Corey was the master at the snap count. Corey was the best center at snap counts and timing and everything, but, like, that's all learned. That's been learned from a long time, and Elton learned that from Corey and everything like that. So, like, that's all timing, but there's no center, like, because you see now a lot of guys, centers are getting tapped on the hip and things like that, and where that creates issues, at least I see it, because maybe only one tackle can see a center hip tap. Well, how is the other tackle supposed to know that a center just got his hip tapped? I have no idea. So say the left guard's tapping the hip. Well, the left tackle knows that the center got his hip tapped, but the right tackle would have no idea. Like, he would have no clue that a center just tapped the hip and he's about to fire the ball. So, like, the way the Packers do it and the way Corey did it and the way we've done it there forever, they still do it. It allows the linemen to understand when a ball is going to get snapped and when the silent count has begun and triggers. So, like, it gets everyone up front on page. And at least that, to me, is the way it looks. I mean, or to us, that's the way it gets everyone set, at least. I mean, that's the way I always interpreted it. Because, like, it's already hard enough on the road. And if you're guessing when a snap count is going to come, it's already brutal. Corey, when you look at, I guess you look at the run game last year, right? And you saw how great Jacobs was last year. Like, he was unbelievable, right? I mean, you kind of look at Jacobs and you see how dynamic he was and how he rushed. And I mean, I don't remember I never had a rusher like that. You kind of you saw glimpses of it with, you know, how good, like, some of Aaron Jones' seasons were great. Eddie Lacy had a great season, but nothing like Jacobs' season. And now you look at kind of what's going on this year. What up front do you think is going on differently that's not allowing Jacobs to have that same success? Like, I mean, because I look at it, and I mean, I'm trying to figure it out. I mean, I'm watching it, and I'm looking at the blocking and the schematics, and they're running the same plays. Obviously, there's different pieces. I've been told, like, well, Elton's played center. I go, Elton at center is not the reason why. Like, what do you see? What do you think is different as to – because you look at Jacobs' game numbers. He's averaging like 3.2 or 3.3 yards a carry. Like, that's just – it's crazy. He had 30 yards rushing against the Steelers. Like, it's not Jacobs' like. So what do you see going on up front that's not allowing, like, production that we saw last year?
Yeah, I mean, the couple games that come to mind for me, you know, it could be a function of guys being in and out and hurt. I know that they've had, from an offensive line perspective, I know that they've had guys, you know, moving around and, you know, have been on and off. Did someone? Is anybody on IR right now? Or I know Aaron Banks was hurt, and Jordan Morgan was hurt as well. Is Zach Tom back?
Yeah, so Zach Tom missed one snap against the Steelers. I think he did something to his foot briefly, but he's been playing with. They're calling it an oblique now, but you know this. It's basically the sports hernia or the core muscle injury or whatever you guys have called it over the years, which cannot be pleasant to play with, and he's figuring out a way to stay in there because they clearly need him.
Yeah, I mean, it could be a function of that where you kind of have there a bunch of guys rotating in there due to injuries and stuff, and also too, you know, I think, Brian, I'm thinking back to when Matt LaFleur came in. Like, I think this might have been our first offensive meeting, and he showed us film from the Titans. He showed a Derrick Henry run for like 2 yards. This is all in one drive. He showed a Derrick Henry run for like 2 yards, and he said, okay, like, this is, you know, whatever play it was, and this is that. Fast forward a couple plays, skip forward a couple plays. He showed us another Derrick Henry run for like 4 yards, and you're like, okay, you know, you might say that, you know, this is an average of 3 yards per carry right now. That's great. That's fine. But check this out. And then the next play that he showed was like this 70-yard play action bomb. He's like, that's what we're about. Like, it's about the whole game. It's about setting the tone, knowing that we are going to run the ball, knowing that Josh Jacobs is a threat. And I'm sure defenses are accounting for that. I'm sure that there's some nuance that I'm not privy to, that where, they're making adjustments from a defensive perspective because they're like, we can't let Josh Jacobs do what he did last year. This, we got to take care of the run game. This is what Green Bay's about. This is what LaFleur's about. All these Shanahan guys, that's what it's about. And so there's that. But they're winning games, right? Like they're performing well. Jordan Love is performing well. He's kind of like a 70% completion rate. Like it's absurd, right? It's he's balling. So like Brian, I know you and I would be sitting here in the meeting room like very upset that we're not running the ball as well because we're so prideful about that, and it's like the best part of being an offensive lineman. From the outsider's perspective, I think that that's the fact that they have the run game there, the fact that they have Josh Jacobs, and the fact that it's not perfected to this point, honestly benefits them in the long run because they're doing the same thing that the defenses are doing now because they've adjusted. Now LaFleur and these guys and Steno, they're adjusting as well. And come, late season playoff run, hopefully that's when they peak in the run game. You know what I mean?
Yep. I get it. Do you think also, I mean, I guess here's my question too. And like, I go back to a little bit of schematics too with this, like the scheme that when Matt first got there, and you know how we were, we had Aaron Jones, right? And Aaron Jones, the type of back he was is not the type of back Josh Jacobs is. Aaron Jones was a full flow outside zone, get outside the defense type of back. And with that, it was full stretch, play action type, action. That's what we were doing a bunch of. And that's what you were doing even the year after I left and everything like that. And that's what Aaron got a bunch of big hitters on, those quick hitters where it would be fake stretch. He'd pull it quick and throw it over the middle. I mean, those were huge gains, right? Like from that play action sort of, from the play action realm. With Jacobs, we don't really see much stretch, right? Like that's not what Jacobs is a inside zone duo machine. That is what he lives off of because he's so good at it. He's a patient runner. He hides behind his lineman. He bounces. He's like a Le'Veon Bell type runner, just bigger and more power. Like that's what he is, right? Like that's kind of, you see what he does, and that's what the line did last year. He's not much of an outside zone stretch guy, right? Like that's not what they do with him that much. Do you think maybe that's why like the play action game overall, I would say, hasn't been as relevant this year, and even you can look back to last year as relevant as it was when Aaron Jones was there, and when you guys were running full stretch, and that was the nature of the run game. It was try to get outside the defense, and defenses were running and trying to fly over the top, and when those linebackers are flying over the top and trying to get downhill, all that space opens up behind them, and that's where wide receivers just find pockets. But that's not really the case now when you're doing a bunch of gun runs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, 100% agree. I think that, you hit the nail on the head where, gun runs, it's just harder, right? Like the mechanics of it, the timing, like everything, it's just the sell isn't as good. You don't have that rolling out aspect that Aaron honestly was so good, like hiding the ball and all that, again, speaking to his performative nature. But I feel like that could also be, I hope that plays into later in the season for them where, like what you said, I agree with wholeheartedly. I think that it could be something that they come back to, and we see this resurgence of it later on down the line, and it almost presents like this. It's been in the playbook. It's something that they've done, but it presents because everybody's looking at this year's film, presents as this like novel concept that they introduced like during the playoffs or in the late stretch here, and then it becomes something new and another element, and adds to the dynamic nature of their offense. But yeah, for sure. I mean, it's tough. It's tough to to run, like, obviously the best, like one of the best parts about playing for these guys is the play action, right? That you just get to sell,
right?
Full go. You know, it's from an offensive line perspective, it's like that's awesome. It's hard to do that. Yeah, it's hard to do that in the gun. Hard to do that consistently, at least. And yeah, hopefully, yeah, like I said, like hopefully they come back to that. You know, presented as something new for the stretch.
Talking with former Packers and Chargers center Corey Linsley on Wilde and Tausch with Bryan Bulaga, his former teammate with the Packers and Chargers, as our cousin sub of the day. Cousin subs, we believe in better. Corey, you are getting rave reviews, which, let's be honest, the YouTube comments don't usually have rave reviews about anything on this show, and elsewhere. So I believe negotiations will be underway with you in the near future. Brian's days are Wednesday on the show. We're going to need to find you a day and find some money in the budget to get you on board. Because I do want to ask, what exactly is it, other than looking handsome and being a Dad of the Year candidate, what exactly are you doing now? People want to know.
You know, I don't need you to patronize me here, Jason. Okay, I get it. I appreciate it.
And I'm sure Anna does most of the work, but nevertheless, you got a pretty big crowd at your house. It's harder than what I have it. That's for sure.
That's fair. Brian can speak to this as well. Like, as an offensive lineman, there's nothing like. You rarely get a pat in the back, right? Well, maybe that's all that you get, right? You don't. There's not a ton of pub. There's not, right? And so I think that's just the nature of our being. Is like we operate in this deficit, like constantly in this deficit, and you know, just taking compliments. It's like, why are you complimenting me? Like, you should be forcing me to work harder. You know,
you suck.
And Frank, yeah, right. Frank Smith also at our O-line coach at the Chargers. He's now with the Dolphins. He said the same thing. He's got a great bit about that. But yeah, I do some consulting work out here for an agency, Excel Sports Management. You know, it was really cool last year. We did some I did like just the offensive line side of things, not the performance side of things, but like combine prep for some guys, and it's been really cool. None of them went to the Packers, super disappointed, but it's been really cool to watch all those guys have whatever level of success that they've had, and they're all on rosters and doing really well. And then a buddy of mine out here, we're starting a nutrition service, like a nutrition company. We've partnered with the dietitian that I met at the Chargers. She used to be the director of sports nutrition for Exos as well, and now she consults with the Olympic Committee and
the Paige,
amongst other people. Yeah, so it's Paige. Yeah, it's Paige.
Oh.
So we're taking in people's. Yeah, right. Look at us.
Yeah.
We've launched a meal prep program that aims at improving people's biomarkers back into the reference ranges by tailoring their diet to the results from their blood work. So we take in people's blood work, they upload it to our system. It's all HIPAA compliant, and we work with a chef to create a meal prep program for them. And we're just getting started. But we're excited about it, and we think it's at least a beneficial endeavor, but for people's health. So yeah, that's kind of what I've been up to, and also raising 4 kids with Anna.
Also, what you're saying is you probably don't have time to do a weekly hit on our show. Fair. I
got time.
I do remember. I mean, again, I don't want to make you uncomfortable with these rave reviews, but it reminds me of one of the early times when I interviewed you as a rookie, and I asked you about something that had happened in the meeting room, and you said, hold on one second, and you left the interview at your locker to go ask Lang and Sitton if it was okay to tell me the story, and you came back and said, they said I can't tell you that story. So you've come a long way, baby.
Yeah, right. Hey, I'm just trying to do right by the vets, man. Trying to do right by my vets.
All right, Corey. One last.
I do
go ahead,
say,
Brian. Yep.
Corey was the funniest and like the funniest rookie. I'm not even going to say some of the stuff that he did as a rookie, because he did some stuff to me, which I mean, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I had to laugh. Like, it was hilarious stuff. Like, I mean, just all good-hearted. Like, it was hilarious stuff. Like, and he was probably the best, like, rookie, like, ever. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he took.
Wow.
He took the, as we would, I don't even want to say the word because then they'd be like, oh, they're doing what in the NFL? But, like, he took what the vets gave him, but he also was able to razz back in a good way. And it was Corey was the best. He was fantastic. And he didn't do it in like a way that was like, I'm going to be like this rebel rookie that's going to try to, like, really get back at vets. He did it in like a amazing joking, like it was awesome. Like, we'll just put it that way. Corey was the best. And like, there's some stories that like I cannot share on air that are just fantastic. But Corey was the best. We'll just put it that way. And like, for him to be like, I had to go ask Sit and TJ if I could share this story, there's probably a reason. Like, there's most likely a
because I
cause
got
behind
caught
that.
not doing it before.
Yeah. Sorry, Jason, I cut you off.
No, that's okay. And those are someday we'll tell those stories on a digi only, as Tausch calls them. I will also say this: you've told us this. He was the one that gave it back to Rodgers best when you guys would have like your Thursday O-line dinners, and you guys would debate things. Are you a skilled debater that you were unafraid to go up against the smartest guy in the room? Just ask him. And Aaron Rodgers?
No, I mean, I always felt like Aaron. The best part about being in that offensive line room with all those guys was that it was just like free, like, as much as you got to take it as a rookie, right? Mm-hmm. And there's times you got to shut up as a rookie and like whatever. But we go to those O-line dinners. It was everybody. It was like encouraging everybody could say what they wanted, and speaking to Aaron directly, I always felt like I could have a conversation with him. Aaron is ridiculously intelligent. He's an enigma, but he is, like, for sure like objectively intelligent. He's and so the guy's brain works in phenomenal ways. But he's always one to, like, have a conversation with you. As long as you're willing to have a conversation with him, like, as long as you're willing to talk back and forth, he'll always do that with you, and I always respect it. And so I don't, the debate side of things, I don't know. It was fun. It was fun to bounce ideas back and forth between Bryan, Aaron, Josh, everybody. It was like Dave, like, we all shared our opinions, and it was a welcomed, open environment, and I always appreciated that about everybody there, honestly.
Well, Corey, while the technical difficulties were definitely not awesome, having you was undeniably awesome. Thank you for making time for us. I'm not kidding. If there is some way that we can negotiate the right price, we can just take a little, you're always moving cap money around. We can take a little back from Bulaga. He doesn't need it. We can reallocate it.
Brian ain't going to do that, but I don't blame him.
Dude, you're the best. We appreciate you so much. This was so much fun. I look forward to our little Casa Chalk Talk. Remind people what you and Anna did back here in Green Bay with Casa, what that is, because, I am pride to, in a much smaller way, carry the banner, and it's such a great cause that before we let you go, why don't you share what that was and why it was important to you?
Yeah, I appreciate it. And thanks again for having me on. Always great to chat with Brian and you guys. CASA, Court Appointed, it's an acronym, Court Appointed Special Advocates. And so what CASA of Brown County is, we worked with in Green Bay. And so kids that get removed from their home by Child Protective Services in whatever capacity are eligible for a court-appointed special advocate. And kids, meaning they're too young to testify for themselves in court. So I believe the age is 14 in Wisconsin, but I'm pretty sure it varies, county by county, state by state. But so what the advocate does is they meet with them. We met with the cases that we had. It was 1 hour a week, in a mentor role, and you eventually write a report and effectively testify on behalf of the kid. So you are the tagline is you're the voice for the child, because they can't testify for themselves in court. So it's a phenomenal organization. There's phenomenal people that work there. We're still involved out here in Casa of Orange County and to some degree Casa of Los Angeles County. So we're always very thrilled to give back to that organization. And we very much encourage everybody out there who's able and willing to do it to become an advocate, because it's honestly, you get so much out of it and the kids get so much out of it. It's a great organization. So that's CASA.
What a way to end it. I love that you guys did that. You guys were, it's fun to do the Chalk Talk with you and Bryan every year, and you guys are generous with your time, and I appreciate that, because the first time they asked, it was just going to be me, and I thought, who on earth is going to make a sizable donation to listen to me talk? So you guys have made it great, and we appreciate it. I will get the negotiating team on top of this, Corey. Thanks so much, man. Say hi to Anna and the kiddos for us.
Yeah, we'll do. Thanks again, guys.
Thanks, Corey.
That is Corey Linsley, former Bryan Bulaga teammates, both in Los Angeles and in Green Bay. We'll start the 10 o'clock hour and reminisce about that mustache.
Looks so good. He looks so good. That stash is so good. It's fantastic.
It is actually really impressive.
It's good.
We'll start the 10 o'clock hour in 2 minutes. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill, because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
This is Derek Engler. You're listening to a Good Karma Brands radio station, 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson. Sports Center brought to you by Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison for generations. Check them out at 220 State Street and online at goodmansjewelers.com. The Milwaukee Bucks big winners last night over the New York Knicks at Fiserv Forum, keeping their hot start to the 2025 season going. 121-111, the final score in a nationally televised game on NBC. Giannis led all scorers, 37 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists. Ryan Rollins, a career-high 25 points for the Bucks in the victory. Next up, the Bucks take on the Golden State Warriors Thursday night at Fiserv Forum. Tip time set for 7 o'clock. Pre-game coverage starts at 6:30 right here on Madison's home of the Bucks, 100.5 ESPN. Tonight, Game 5 of the World Series, heard here on ESPN Radio. Coverage starts at 6 o'clock after Jim, Matt, and Molly. Game 5, Dodgers-Blue Jays out in Los Angeles. First pitch just after 7 o'clock. Listen right here on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app. And football, the Packers back at practice this afternoon up in Green Bay as they get set to host the Carolina Panthers Sunday. More with Bryan Bulaga next.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch, just like it is every Wednesday when we have Bryan Bulaga on, begins now. God, he is good. He's such a smart guy. That is so much fun. Thanks to Corey Linsley for joining us, him and his mustache, even if we lost the video connection and struggled with that. I am curious about one thing you said, and then we'll try and get back on the clock here. The idea of being a rookie who is, I don't want to use the word subservient, one who gets it, who knows he's going to have to bring you your chewing tobacco or your coffee order or whatever else it was. That's how that works in that room. It's not harsh hazing. You're not being duct taped to a goalpost or anything like that. But you do have to deliver various snacks and whatever else to the offensive line meeting room. But what is the challenge of being because you went through it in 2010, right? You were the big bonus baby, first round pick. What's the challenge of assimilating to that room? Because having sat in it for a story in 2003, which remains my all-time favorite story, and listening to Flanagan and Mike Wall and Marco Rivera and Tausch and Cliffy and the five of them getting after each other, like, that is a room unlike any other in probably sports completely, not just football, the dynamic in there.
Yeah. Well, that's, to me, the biggest thing is, like, you want to be part of the group, and you want to make sure that as a young guy, like, you fit into the group as quick as possible, because you know the guys that are in that room already have a really close bond, because that is O-line rooms. That's just how they are, right? And you, if you're going to be a mainstay in that room, if you're going to be a starter in that room, you have to have a close relationship with those guys. And if you come into that room and you have a big ego and you think you're better than everyone, you're going to find your way out that door really quick. And they're gonna make sure you're out of there really quick. They're not going to take that. Like, you got to check your ego at the door. You have to be willing to accept you're the low man on the totem pole, no matter what round you got picked. And I got picked in the first round. I went in there I behaved like I was a free agent, and that's how my mindset was. Yeah, I understood what round I got drafted in, but I shut my mouth. I listened. I did what I was asked. Did I like doing what I was asked all the time? No, I did not enjoy it. But when I was asked to do something, I did it. Like, and that was just the way I looked at it. Because I didn't want guys to respect me because I did them what they asked me to do. I wanted guys to respect me based on my play and what I did on the field and how I worked. That's what I wanted. So, like, that was the way I went about my work on the field and how I practiced and how I played. But I certainly didn't want guys to think about me in a certain way because I was, like, defiant in a meeting room and told guys to go pound sand when they asked for coffee, or they wanted a certain chew, or they wanted this flavor of, Skol, and I didn't get it. Like, that to me is like you're being petty, right? Like everyone has done that. Every rookie has wanted this, or if they wanted, for the airplane ride, you had to get lunch and a guy wanted a certain thing and you got him something completely opposite. Like, that's just being defiant. Like, why are you doing that? Like, just everyone's had to do it. Just do it and like, don't be that guy. Like, and that was the way I looked at it. Like, no, nobody wants to do it. It's not fun, but just it's for 1 year. It's for 1 year. It really sucks, but you just got to get through it. And that's really the way I looked at it, right? And it wasn't and guys end up respecting you a lot more, not just for your play on the field, because obviously, when Tausch got hurt, I'm not saying guys let up on me once I started to, start. They didn't let up on me, but they it wasn't as egregious. We'll just put it that way, because they understood my responsibility level went up. Like, they were like, all right, like, he also has to, get ready to start games and, study as a starter, and we can't be having him, do crazy things that he was doing during training camp. He was second string in camp, and now he's getting ready to so I was still doing everything, but it wasn't as egregious. But you want
so Marshall Newhouse then had to do more, because he was the other offensive lineman rookie in your class.
He was, and Marshall and I, we split duties. I mean, I did a lot. I mean, I took on a lot more of the responsibilities regardless.
Right.
But Marshall helped me a lot. Marshall did help me out a bunch with certain things. Like he and I would rotate on who would pick up the plane ride food. But like I would, and who bought that. But like all like the chew and stuff for the room, like I did like all the room stuff. I did all that. I bought all that. But like that stuff, he and I would rotate on. Like and just like small things like that. Marshall was good too. Marshall was a little defiant. He was a little defiant. But that was Marshall in general. That was Marshall in general. That was Marshall just in general. Like Marshall was awesome, but that was just how he was in general. But like that's okay. But
that's awesome.
It was just. But like you just kind of have to go into it understanding that like you're low man on the totem pole, right? Like you are, and the minute you accept that, the easier it's going to be. And
if we could just get Jesse to accept that on our show. All right, so he's been here for like 6 years now. He still hasn't accepted it. All right, we need to get ready for Homer. He's going to join us still because he doesn't want to miss an opportunity to be on the air with the great Bryan Bulaga. You don't want to miss this opportunity. Look, I know you've been hearing me talk about this a lot, but I'm really, really excited about it. As I've told you, I've never even left North America. So if you've ever considered a trip to England, Scotland, Wales, the whole Great Britain deal, now's the time to do it. It's going to be really fun. I'm extremely excited to be doing this with Colette. We're going to leave on July 5th, but we got to make some decisions here coming up. And if you want more information, it's very easy to get. You can either text the word travel to 844-770-3776, or you can go to ESPNMilwaukeeTravel.com. There you'll get full details, plus information about our meet and greet next Tuesday at Buck and Honey's in Monona, where you can get further information, and I'll be there, and we know how great the food is there. But again, I've been telling you this for a while. We're going to hit all the great things about Great Britain. We're going to hit the charm of the countryside, the history of the great cities. We're going to see Big Ben. We're going to see Edinburgh Castle, and I'm going to learn how to pronounce it before we go. We're going to see Chester and Shakespeare's Stratford-upon-Avon, all things that I've wanted to see, the medieval city of York, all the landmarks, the iconic landmarks, the cozy villages, the bustling city streets, the peaceful countryside views, everything that you want to experience when it comes to Britain's history, culture, and beauty. We're going to do all those things and create some really fun memories that are going to last a lifetime for me and for you and for Paula and the girls. We can't wait to do it. So, again, text TRAVEL 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776, or go to ESPNMilwaukeeTravel.com to find out more about our trip with Colette. All right. We need to hit another quick segment before we join Homer. We're already late for him. You know he gets grumpy when we do that to him. More with Bryan Bulaga, our cousin sub of the day. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Grassland Butter is built by tradition right here in Wisconsin. Grassland is family owned and has been crafting butter for 5 generations. That's why at Grassland Butter, you're more than just an employee, you're family. The Wietrich family believes in supporting each other, growing together, and building a workplace where everyone feels valued. Your voice matters at Grassland Dairy. Your success is our success. Join a team where culture isn't just a buzzword, it's how we live every day. Check us out online at grassland.com. That's grassland.com.
Time out on the field. Let's bring in Gina Della from Pella. What's the winning game plan this month?
Wayne, a whole house of new windows for as low as $297 a month with 0% interest for up to 60 months.
Wow, that's a drive you can sustain for years. No penalties, no extra interest.
And unlike opponents, Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin actually stops the drafts.
Don't sit on the sidelines, folks. Make your move today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 10/31/2025.
Liberty Station American Tavern and Smokehouse isn't just a barbecue restaurant. Open daily for lunch and dinner, Liberty Station serves American comfort food with regional touches using many locally sourced ingredients. The bar at Liberty Station offers vintage cocktails created in a classic style, local craft beers, plus a wide array of wine options. And be sure to check out their sprawling patio with an indoor and outdoor porch area. Liberty Station, conveniently located just off the Beltline on Rimrock Road.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
Audi Madison is where performance meets precision. Take advantage of the 3.99% APR for 72 months, plus $6,000 customer bonus when you purchase a 2025 Audi A6 sedan 5.5 TFSI Quattro. No down payment to qualified credit, must finance through Wells Fargo. Customer bonus is only available until November 3rd. Stop in and test drive today. Check out AudiMadison.com to see current inventory and specials. Start your adventure at Audi Madison today, off the Beltline and Rimrock Road.
Sundays are for football and carbless. Born in Wisconsin, carbless handcrafted premium cocktails are packed with flavor, not sugar. 0 carbs, 0 sugar, just 100 calories, and gluten-free. Whether you're tailgating in Green Bay or calling the plays from your couch, carbless is the cocktail that's always game day ready. Crisp, clean, and crafted to win. This season, drink like a champion. Drink Carbless, a proud partner of the Green Bay Packers.
After a crash with a semi-truck, everything can change instantly. At Gruber Law Offices, we have the knowledge and experience to make sure you're protected. And we're here to help whenever you need us. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
To help those who want to be helped, but may not be able to afford it.
That's what PGA Tour winner Grayson Murray had envisioned for a foundation before he sadly took his own life at just 30 years old. His parents channeled their grief into creating the Grayson Murray Foundation, carrying out his vision to help those struggling with mental health and addiction. To donate and learn more, visit GraysonMurrayFoundation.com.
For official rules and more information about every contest on 100.5 ESPN, visit ESPNWisconsinContest.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN app.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
We have some breaking news from the National Football League. Bryan Bulaga, who will turn 37 in March. Is that right?
Yep.
I'm not saying that you could have played longer, but there's a dude that just signed with the Denver Broncos that you played with that's older than you by like 4 years. Mercedes Lewis continuing his NFL career, signing with the Broncos practice squad as a precursor to him joining the roster. You played with him in 18 and 19, right? That would have been when you were with him?
Yes,
Mike's
I believe
last
so.
year, LaFleur's first year. Briefly, so we can get to Homer, your recollections about playing with him, because my favorite Mercedes Lewis story is that LaFleur referenced him and liked him so much that the assistant coaches, as a joke gift, got him a Mercedes Lewis jersey because he talked about him so much.
Yeah, phenomenal guy, great leader, great football player too. Like, felt like he was. I mean, obviously, every tight end wants to be like a pass catcher and score touchdowns and things like that. But he was so selfless. He loved being next to the lineman. He felt like he was one of the linemen he blocked. He was super prideful in that. Like, he wanted to be like one of the guys in the trenches. Like, he took a lot of pride in that job. Like, he was very good at it too. He's super physical, got very nasty in the trenches. Like, that was his gig, man. He was very good at it. And I loved like combo blocking with that guy, because you knew he was moving people off the ball for you. You could count on him every time you were combo blocking with with Mercedes. Like, he was that type of guy. So, like, phenomenal football player and great leader, great guy. I got nothing but positive things to say about Mercedes Lewis. Like, just phenomenal dude.
Well, and I know my buddy Wes Hodkowitz is a huge fan of him, and now the Packers and Wes will get to see him because they do have the Broncos on the schedule later in the year. All right, we've got Homer on our schedule, but we can't go to him until I tell you about Lakeland Supply. Vince and his team have been awesome. It's been great to be partners with them. I'm going to take a tour of their facility once I get through the Packers season. But they do phenomenal work, and they believe in their core values, which is really important. Those core values: integrity, excellence, stewardship, partnership, and faith. And they've been showing those in the industrial supply space for over 40 years. They're ISO certified. They're a Future 50 winner. They're top rated in customer satisfaction, and they believe in giving back to the community. Lakeland isn't one of those catalog companies either. They work to be your packaging and supply expert, building plans around what you want. Lakeland Supply is in business to make your business better, so set up a free packaging and supply chain assessment at lakelandsupply.com. I have a interloper here in the radio studio. Apparently, Sully really enjoyed his appearance on the show yesterday, so he's back for more. He usually doesn't come down here, so there he is right there. We need to get to Homer, who is also cute and cuddly. He's next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Hey, it's Isaac Miller, junior defensive end in high school. 14 Division I offers. Yep, 1-4. Wisconsin, Michigan, Florida, Miami, you name it. Everyone's asking, where's Isaac going? Well, I'll tell you this. It's going to be big, it's going to be loud, and it's going to be legendary. But first, I'm hitting the weight room in my Iron Jock gear. Because no matter what logo I wear next, Iron Jock is how I get there. Stay tuned and go to ironjock.com. That's ironjoc.com.
Mark Tosher here for Pizza Hut, and let me tell you, Pizza Hut delivers a win every time with the Big Dinner Box. For just $19.99, get 2 medium, 1-topping pizzas, 8 boneless wings, and 5 breadsticks. Feed your whole team for one unbeatable price. Choose your crust, hand-tossed, pan, thin and crispy, or even tavern style. Order now for delivery or carry out at pizzahut.com or on the Pizza Hut app. The Big Dinner Box for just $19.99, only at Pizza Hut. And remember, no one outpizzas the Hut.
Looking to take your baseball game to the next level? GRB Academy provides year-round training programs designed around your schedule and your goals. For over 15 years, GRB has been Wisconsin's leader in player development and advancement with a state-of-the-art 52,000 square foot facility of elite baseball training space and coaches who know how to get results. From youth to high school, baseball players trust GRB to help them reach their next level. Training program spots are filling quickly, so don't wait. Register now at grbacademy.com.
ESPN Madison and Zimbrick Honda are celebrating the area's best local sports stories with the Game Changers of the Month. Follow ESPN Madison on social media to see the teams recognized for making a positive impact in the community. It's the Game Changers of the Month, presented by Zimbrick Honda.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offer the Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Played like a pro but felt like an amateur? Twisted your ankle or jammed a finger under the Friday night lights? At Orthopedic and Spine Centers of Wisconsin, their Saturday Sports Injury Clinic has you covered. Skip the emergency room circus, dodge the waiting room sitcom, and get expert care from the pros who actually know sports injuries. Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Walk into their location off the Beltline and get back in the game. Orthopedic and Spine Centers of Wisconsin, your comeback starts here.
To those who've ever dreamt of their perfect event, those dreams are worthy and they are possible. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With hard work, passion, and great music, we will make your event dreams a reality. Every event is a labor of love with one-on-one planning, customization, and flawless execution. Bringing your event to life is what we do. For a fun, memorable event, visit celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Want to move better, play faster, and compete at a higher level? Train where Wisconsin's top athletes go. Total Athlete Performance. From middle school phenoms to the pros, TAP is Madison's #1 destination for speed, power, and athleticism. Their proven systems, expert coaches, and cutting-edge equipment help you dominate your sport. Can't make it in? Train anywhere with the TAP mobile app. Spots are filling fast, so don't wait. Visit tapwisconsin.com to schedule your free athletic assessment today.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
Whatever you do, make sure you do it right.
Oh.
Whatever you do, make sure
We spent, well, not 3 hours with him yesterday. 2 hours and about 44 minutes. Then he had to go be Uber driver for his grandson. Didn't even get to say goodbye based on the timing, which is par for the course with this guy. You can hear Bryan with him twice a week, Mondays and Thursdays on the Homer Hour, the best 60 minutes of your day, allegedly. You can also hear him as the voice of Marquette men's basketball as the hoops season is upon us. And, of course, you can always catch him on God Talk, My Faith, with Homer and Pip on YouTube. It is the GOAT of Wisconsin Sports Talk Radio, Steve the Homer True. Homer, good morning. Long time no talk. How you doing?
Doing fine.
You have Bryan on Mondays when I think you have Rob Domofsky join you, and then you have him on Thursdays when I join you. You call him the professor. When did that start?
I have no idea. When I realized that, and maybe I should always realize this about a good NFL player, is that he was really smart and a student of the game. It was when he decided, or when he told me he watches the games twice. I will never understand that. Given his knowledge of the game, I don't see any reason he can't see all that he needs to see the first time. And when he said he watches it the second time, I said, well, then he's clearly taking this to another level. So that earned him the doctor. When he stops watching it a second time, I will no longer call him doctor.
Well,
wow, you lose your doctor.
Yeah, as I've told Homer, I just want to make sure when we discuss certain players and certain things, and I just want to make sure that I'm accurate on what I'm talking about, right? Like if someone's struggling, or we think someone's underperforming, or we think something's happening, I just want to make sure that what we're talking about is true. Like I'm watching it and I'm seeing what, if we're going to talk about someone specific or a certain part of the offense or defense or something, that you watch it and you're seeing like what we're seeing is true, right? There's not other factors to it or something. You just want to be for sure what you're talking about, right? Like that to me, because being in the seats of the guys that we're speaking of, right? Like that was the thing that I always, you'd get asked questions weekly, which is fine. Like, right, we should be criticized if we perform badly. Like, that's the way it goes, right? Like, you play bad, you get asked, why did you play bad? I get it. But sometimes there are factors that many may not know why something happened, or maybe it didn't look that way, or it looked a certain way and it wasn't your fault. And that's why I just like to watch it from the All-22 side to kind of see what happened. And that's the only reason why I watch it twice, because I like to break things down in a certain manner, and I like to look at it in a different angle.
And we're better for it, thanks to you. So thank you for your service.
Like Homer telling me that the run game doesn't matter on Monday. Like that's why I like to watch. That's why I like to watch the tape.
Did you really say that? The run game doesn't matter?
I said relative to the game against Pittsburgh. Bryan was it was very high on his list, and I said, here's what they did in the second half. Touchdown, 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 and field goal. I said, an offense does like that, I ain't worrying about the run game after that game. So
I told you,
as a part to the game.
I told you I understand that I told you I agree with you during that game that the run game, I get it.
But you're still worried about the running game and Jacobs.
Yes, in long term. And as we continue on here, I'm worried about if that's what we continue to see. Yes, that's what I mean.
And the performance of that run game against Pittsburgh did draw your attention.
Yes, it did. It's because when our lead back gets 33 yards in a game, it certainly does draw my attention. Yes, it does. I mean, there's no doubt about it that when our lead back, who last year, Jason, or maybe even you, Homer, you guys could, I think, averaged 4.6 a carry, or roughly that. I don't know the exact number per carry.
Last season, and by the way, you can't say after that game that the run game means nothing because they got significant production out of Emmanuel Wilson, who once again showed that he is an underrated player. Last year, Josh Jacobs, who finished with 1,329 yards, averaged 4.4 yards per carry. Emmanuel Wilson, who had 500 yards, by the way, averaged 4.9. As a team, they averaged 4.7 yards per carry on the season.
Yeah. So, when I see the stat line of 33 yards from Jacobs, I get a little, I get a little antsy. That's all I'm saying. I just get a little nervous about it. And that's all I was saying on Monday. I'm not saying that, the way they performed on Monday through the air is, listen, you win a game that way, I'm with you, Homer. You win it through the air, you win it through the air. I'm all for it. Listen, that's the way that game went. But there's going to be days where you can't win it through the air and you're going to have to be able to run it. And if you can't run it and you can't throw it, well, it looks like Cleveland. And that's what I'm concerned about, if that makes sense.
It makes sense, and I conceded defeat in the argument, which should also be mentioned.
Well, there's no defeat. I'm just trying to make a point. I was just trying to make a point. There's no defeat. I'm just trying to make a point. But I guess I look at, you go into this week. Do you look at this week kind of like the Cleveland week? Do you think that this is like a trappish type game? Do you look at this like the Cleveland game, or is this completely different?
Well, it's at home. I don't know. I've moved on. This is a very good team. They should make the NFC Championship game, and now it's just to watch to see if they do that. I don't over-focus on one game. If they lose to Carolina, that would be horrific because they're at home and Carolina's terrible. But even that wouldn't change my view of the team. They showed me what I needed to see in the second half against Pittsburgh, even though Pittsburgh's pass defense is horrible. So they did, but they showed the defense they can be and show with Parsons, and they showed the offense. They now have a star in Tucker Kraft. We know that. So this team is good. Let's go. Let's roll it out. I want to give Goody and LaFleur a one-year extension right now so that if it doesn't go as well as I expect, it doesn't matter. I want them to roll it out and do it again next year. Let's go. That's where I am. A loss to Carolina would surprise me, but not change my opinion of this team at all.
Yeah, did I hear this correctly that you already have the Packers at 6-1-1?
Yes. Oh, yeah. The Homer standard, this one's over. Yeah. They've already won the game. That's correct. And you say, why do you do these things? I do these things so that people understand how horrific and terrible it would be if they lost. They need to understand the degree of confidence, and Bryan can talk about this when they played certain teams when his team was good. You understand and respect everybody in the NFL. but at home, there's no way that you should lose this game, in addition to the effect you would hope Pittsburgh would have. There, as another person said, they're an ascending team. So, yes, this would be losing to the Titanic after it's already on the bottom of the ocean. Can't happen.
They're 4-4. They're not 0-8.
That's correct. Excellent point. You would not join my club. You think I'm not giving the appropriate amount of respect to Carolina. That's understandable. I don't assume everybody's going to agree with me.
You know what this game kind of reminds me of?
My view of the Packers at home.
Is Andy Dalton starting for them again this week?
Possibly, yes.
You know what this reminds me of, and I don't. And this is, I mean, it was even. I think they were even better when we played them. I believe the year was 2014. Jason, you may have to check me on the year. And they had Cam Newton at quarterback, and Carolina came to Green Bay, and I think they were better. And we ran Carolina out of the building by the start or the middle of the third quarter in 2014.
It was 2014. 38-17 was the final, but I believe they got some garbage time scores late.
Yeah.
To
and like
improve the cosmetics.
And they were better, and they had Cam Newton and Luke Kuechly and Thomas Davis and that whole team. And like that to me is where I kind of agree with Homer on this. Like this is the way this Packers team should be now behaving, playing teams like this at home. Right? Like they should be going into these games. Yes, you respect every opponent. Yes, they have good players, but like you go play these types of teams at home, the expectation is we're going to run them out of here. Like that, like we have to run them out of here. Like because we saw like Cincinnati, if you allow teams to hang around too long, it becomes you don't like the result at the end. But then we're talking about it on Monday, and then Homer's talking about it on the post game. It wasn't this or that, right? So, like, you have to start treating and expecting this team, the Packers, that they're performing to a certain level. And Homer said it, the way the defense did it on Sunday night and the way the offense picked it up in the second half. Like, that's what we should expect. At least I think so, right? The way they performed. That second half performance was, I mean, I think we can expect that, right? That should be the way. Like that should be what the Green Bay Packers look like, right? I mean, at least I think so.
And you've got LaFleur still talking about how sloppy they were, which feels a lot different than when he was talking about how sloppy they were late in the season. Because that was, I'm really pissed because we are sloppy. This feels more like, hey, we played really well, but I want to keep getting after these guys, so I'm going to say it was sloppier than it was. Or did you see it as sloppy when you watched the film twice, Doctor?
Well, I think the first half was sloppy.
Yeah,
I think the first half was sloppy. Right? I mean, they didn't do much offensively in the first half besides a drive, right? And I think defensively, well, they weren't bad defensively. I think Aaron and the Pittsburgh offense, I think they played fairly decent in the first half against Green Bay's defense, to be honest with you. I mean, you look at it. So if he wants to say sloppy, he's probably referring to the first half of that game. And then you look at the second half, and it's a completely different team in the way they played. So, like, yeah, I mean, if he's going to say sloppy, he's going to refer to the first half of the game, and that's what they're going to look at. They're going to look at the first half and criticize the team in film based on that, right? Like, and that's good, right? You have a good win, a great win, but then you have something to criticize and correct the team on that's positive and constructive, and you can carry that momentum. So I think that's good, at least in my opinion. So I want to ask Homer too, and Jason, you kind of talked to me about it with Golden and kind of, you know, what's going on with that, right? Like and Homer's probably not going to be up on this too, like I'm not. I don't really pay attention to this as much either with the deactivation of the Instagram stuff. Like I don't really care much about that, as I doubt Homer does either. But in your opinion, Homer, like you and I both agree, we talked about it Monday, and Jason agrees that like Tucker Kraft should probably and is like the guy this thing runs through, right? Like we can agree on that, right?
Yeah, well, I defer to you because you've been in the middle of it when a coach says one thing, but you know the reality of the other thing. Like I think he is the guy. The number of the number of times they've targets the last couple games tells me that even when he said, well, we do this in order, they aren't. He's had an incredibly high number of targets the last 2 games. I did want to mention about what LaFleur said, because I don't think I can coach an NFL team, but I think I can give good speeches. All right, here's what I say when we get on Monday. All right, the team is down there, and I go, I don't get this. Like, you guys were incredible the second half, 28-3. You kicked their butt. Would someone please stand up here and explain to me how you could be so bad the first half? How does that happen? I don't get it, and I guess it's on me, but feel free to stand up and explain how you can be so good in the first half and so terrible in the or so good in the second half and so terrible in the first half. Now, Bryan Bulaga, do you think a coach would ever do that? Because I think it's brilliant. And would anybody stand up, and what's the answer of players? Because that's a legitimate question that he has. Like, I guess you guys are capable of losing to an 8th grade team for a half and then play like you're the Super Bowl champs in the second half in the same game. How does that happen? Well, Doctor, would any coach ever do that?
I don't think. No, I don't think they would. I don't think they would do that. I mean, at least I'd never heard that. I mean, they would probably stand up and they would probably say, like, we were really bad in the first half. Probably wouldn't ask people's opinion on why they were, but I mean, I think the overall, the feeling would be like it was an emotional game for both sides, obviously, and Pittsburgh was going to come out at home, and you were going to get their best shot for the first 30 minutes of that game. Like, you were going to get everything that they could give for the first 30, and if they were able to, like, get an overwhelming lead, like that's by like a touchdown or 2, you could potentially be in trouble, right? Like, that could be the way it goes, and they can ride that momentum. Well, Green Bay didn't allow that, right? They kept that thing super tight and super close, didn't allow too many momentum shifts in it, and Green Bay did what they did, and they just overtook it in the second half. Like, that's the kind of way I look at games like that. No, they didn't play well, but you have to imagine when you go into that type of environment with Aaron and everything surrounding the game, you're going to catch the team's best shot, the home team's best shot for the first 30 minutes of the game. And that's why it's going to be like that to start. Not saying gives an excuse for your team to not perform up to a certain standard, but that's going to be the way it's going to go on the road. And you just have to kind of accept the ebb and flow of that game to start, right? Like, to me, that's the way I would look at that. But I guess what I wanted to get to is, like, do you think that Golden, and this is me, because I think very highly of the kid. I think the kid's going to be really good, and I'm not going to sit here and say you got to force feed him, because I think that's not the right way to go about it. But I with the thing with the Instagram, again, I don't follow it much, but clearly he's not thrilled. He's not like the most excited kid in the world right now, and I understand that. And he's not getting targeted a bunch. The other rookie gets his first touchdown. He still hasn't found pay dirt yet. I understand there's maybe some frustrations. If you're LaFleur, how do you kind of balance that out in the locker room right now? Or not in the locker room, really, with him? A young guy, you don't want him to get down. You want him to stay engaged, and you want him to be what everyone thinks he is, like a great player. I think he's a great player. I think he can be a star. But how do you make sure that you keep everyone, as Jason has said, mouths fed? Man, this is with Watson coming back and how he played.
You ask me. You played in the league. I'm going to ask you, because I don't have any difficulty. I'd ask you. Do you ask the position coach? I don't know that it's up to the head coach, but that's easy. Whatever you call him, look, you're a star, you're a future star, you're a part of it, but you're a rookie. All right, you're just not going to get that many. You're not going to get that many targets. But I know there's going to be a game when you have 2 catches for 80 yards, 90 yards. I don't know what to say. I don't deal with the Instagram. That's up to you, whatever and how you do social media. But I'm just telling you the reality. And you're a rookie, and we got a lot of really good players here that are older, and you're not going to get that many targets. So you're going to determine if it's 2 catches for 100 yards or whatever based on how you run every play you're in there. And I got to go to McDonald's and use my app, so talk to you later, Rook. I don't know. Well,
Brian, you've dealt with this. Wide receivers can be incredible. I don't know, even when they're young. Are they crazy? Are they even the craziest positions where they just have all these egos that are just out of control, and you have to treat wide receivers differently? But it would take me 30 seconds to explain to Golden just what I said, the reality, and I don't have to say grow up, but hey, welcome to the NFL.
No, and I think this is different because as Jason kind of said earlier in the show, in my experience there was always a clear-cut top dog number one. And there was no questions asked. It just was the way it was. There was never a doubt who the one was and who the two was. It just was always that way, right?
There was never a rookie number one, right? And all that time, there was never a rookie number one. Right.
No.
No one would have come in and thought as a rookie they're going to be number one.
No, but what I'm trying to say is, like, it would have been like a Jordy or a Greg or Devontae would have taken that rookie in, and if he was upset about something, they would have had a talk with him, like, hey, like, they would have spoken to him after a game like this where he might have thought he should have had this or that, and there would have been a conversation, or there's expectations, right? And there's certain things that those older guys, like I'm talking the veteran true number one guys, they take these guys under their wings and they're able to have conversations with them and make sure that they, understand how things go. Because, like, I understand that, like, Christian Watson's been in the league a while, Dobbs has been in the league a while, but they're not like 8 or 7 or 8 year guys, right? Like, they're still trying to figure things out for them. Christian Watson's first game back from an ACL, right? He's getting his, bearings back as well right now. Like, Dobbs is playing for a new contract, right? These guys are all, fighting for financial, stability for themselves as well. So, like, this is kind of like what makes this whole situation a little fluid, right? I mean, it makes this whole thing a little, the dynamic of this wide receiver room and skill position, like, very fluid, right? And Tucker Kraft hasn't been paid yet either. So like you look at the whole thing, and it's like a true number one is like, it's identified, right? Like, it is clear as day identified, and that's not the case here. Like, so, who is the guy? I look at it right now as Tucker Kraft. Like, that to me is who it is. Like, that's the guy it works through, and everyone else it's broken out of that, right? It works through him, and then it gets levied out through there. But to me, it's just, I think Golden, and now you get Watson back on the field, the threat that those two bring together with a guy like Tucker Kraft that is so good, that could be such a threat through the middle of the field. Then you have Dobbs, who's such a possession-based guy, and now Wicks, and then when Reed gets back, there's so many, they all have such nice skill sets and what they do differently, but they all can't be on the field at once. And that's where this becomes a tricky issue, right? Like, remember that ESPN cover?
Oh, yeah. Now,
that
Brian,
Aaron
I want
had?
to tell you one thing. I have stayed on the show longer, and then Jason can attest to this, because I got to go.
He's just going to leave. Yeah.
And I don't want you to think that I'm shortchanging you. Jason,
you're
correct
not.
that I've stayed on longer today than
you have, and we appreciate that. Go take care of your grandson's transportation. You finish your thought, though, because I know where you're going, and it's a really good one. So forget Homer. Finish your thought.
Yeah, I was going to say, if everyone remembers that ESPN cover that Aaron had with all the wide receivers on it and the tight ends, what year was that, Jason? Was that back in?
It was Sports Illustrated.
Sports Illustrated.
Didn't he do one? Didn't he do one for ESPN with you guys on it to, like, make up for the fact that you guys got left out of the Sports Illustrated cover? I think so.
2011, I think, was the year.
2011 was definitely the wide receivers with J. Mike and Jordy and Driver and all those guys. Yes, correct.
Yes. If everyone remembers that magazine, that had more talent on that magazine cover than one could imagine. We're talking young Randall Cobb, James Jones, Driver, Jennings, if I'm not mistaken, Jordy Nelson, Jermichael Finley. Like, I mean, it was stacked with talent. But the thing is, you can't get everyone the ball. They all couldn't be on the field at the same time. So, like, this isn't the first time this has happened in Green Bay where there's a ton of talent and there's not you have to find ways to make everyone feel like they're part of it. Now, what happened the year after, pieces start to go their own way, right? But that year was a very successful year offensively for the team. I mean,
right.
A lot of yards, a lot of production, and obviously how that all went is what it was. But it's not the first time it's happened. So when everyone's healthy again, it will be very interesting how Matt coordinates this and how he does it and how the personnel packages get done. Because at the end of the day, you still have a running back in the backfield too that is also a very important piece that does require carries. So it will, and that wasn't really a big thing for us in 2011, was running the football. Let's just be real.
Right.
Running the ball was not a big thing. We'd maybe run the ball 10, 11 times a game, maybe, and throw the ball 30 plus. So let's just be real. There was a lot of throwing, not a lot of running. It's vice versa here. I wouldn't say it's 50-50, but it's probably 60-40 right now. So Matt's going to have to figure that out when all these guys are healthy and how to, like you say, keep all the mouths fed, and that's going to be difficult.
And in fairness, we don't know if Matthew Golden specifically is unhappy or not. Okay, this is based on tweets and what social media account is. We don't know any of that. Okay, so
no.
I don't want it to sound like we're accusing Matthew Golden of being a malcontent. What I'm saying is that the challenge is because look, Matt LaFleur believes in this. Okay, I'm not stirring the pot. Matt LaFleur believes that, like the old Successories poster that says team, together everyone achieves more. He believes that. Like, he wants to keep all these guys happy. And you can say that that's a flaw in his coaching mentality if you want. Like, if you want to criticize him for that, go right ahead. But the bottom line is that this is important to him. And I think he cares about making sure everyone's involved. So I don't have any evidence that anyone specifically is disgruntled, but I do know that is a balancing act that he's going to have to deal with, especially now with Tucker Kraft's emergence. All right, we got more ahead. Thanks to Homer. We always enjoy his visits. Believe it or not, we still have a segment left in the 10 o'clock hour. We'll do that next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
Get ready to unleash the dragon at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Introducing the region's very first $1 million Dragon Link slot game. Feel the thrill, chase the excitement, and win big. With jackpots soaring to $1 million, your chance to hit it big is here. Come experience the ultimate gaming adventure. Visit Hard Rock Casino Rockford today and play the $1 million Dragon Link slot game. Your legendary win awaits. Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Let's hard rock. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Steinhafels. Shop Steinhafels Black Friday sale. Sealy mattresses just $99. Dining tables and sofas $499. Save today at Steinhafels and Steinhafels.com.
Barry Alvarez isn't shy about his thoughts on in-state recruiting. Here's the coach explaining why he put so much emphasis on making sure that Wisconsin kids stayed home.
The top players here are as good as any in the country, and no one's paying attention to them. So you have a better chance. I mean, this is just common sense.
Catch the Barry Alvarez Show every Monday night from 6 to 7 p.m. across ESPN Madison.
Get a whole house of new Pella windows for as low as $297 a month with 0% interest for up to 60 months.
Wow. Don't sit on the sidelines, folks. Visit PellaWI.com today.
At J&K Security Solutions, protecting your home or business is more than just the priority. It's what we do. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. Since 1987, J&K Security Solutions has been committed to providing Madison and southern Wisconsin with dependable security solutions. Whether it's security, fire, or the latest automation solutions, go to jksecurity.com to see how J&K can help keep your home or business secure. Get protected now at jksecurity.com.
Ben Brust here to tell you about the Princeton Club. If you're looking for a place where you can better yourself while having a wonderful atmosphere, you have it at the Princeton Club. Strong communities, strong body, and strong mind. All it takes is one small step to start today. You will see that you have everything you need in order to achieve all of your goals. Find your better tomorrow at the Princeton Club. 8 Madison locations where you go in there, you take a tour, and you realize this is a place for me. Find more at PrincetonClub.net.
At Siding Unlimited, we're really excited for the fall season. Not only are we proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics, we are also fired up for an exciting fall season cheering on football and volleyball. If that's not enough, we're really excited to share with you that Siding Unlimited is Wisconsin's best window and door installation team. Siding Unlimited is a Pella Platinum Premier National Contractor of the Year award winner 5 times. Looking for new windows and doors? Visit us at sidingunlimited.com or stop by our beautiful showroom in Madison.
Hey, it's ESPN Wisconsin's Alex Stroh for my great friends at Door County Distillery. Locally produced, handcrafted, award-winning spirits made locally in beautiful Door County. It's the best time of the year. It's bourbon season. Weather outside getting a little chilly, but you can stay warm with a delicious glass of the Door County Distillery bourbon. Or check out Door County Distillery exclusives like their cherry bourbon and their bat bourbon. It's bat good. Visit their website, doorcountydistillery.com. That's doorcountydistillery.com.
Don't be haunted by high prices this Halloween. Metro Ford of Madison has frightfully good deals waiting just for you. Right now, drive home the all-new 2025 Ford F-150 or F-150 STX. Or escape the ordinary in a 2025 Ford Escape. Both with just 2.9% APR for up to 66 months. Only $16.41 per month for $1,000 finance. But hurry, these scary good offers vanish November 3rd. Visit MetroFordOfMadison.com today, where the deals are a treat, never a trick.
We're on the Badgers.
And the guys that played today wanted to play.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
Played with their hair. They looked like they wanted to be Wisconsin Badgers. They were proud to carry that motion W.
This is 100.5 ESPN.
He's got a Chevrolet that don't always.
All right, we need to get back on the clock. We got a lot to get to, including trivia, Whoa Nelly, etc. But I have located on eBay for the low bargain price of $9.99. You can own ESPN the magazine from September 17th, 2012, with Aaron Rodgers and his Corey Linsley style mustache, surrounded by TJ Lang, Jeff Saturday, Josh Sitton, the aforementioned Marshall Newhouse, Evan Dietrich Smith, and, of course, Bryan Bulaga, Iowa. So get your bids in. Derek, who was the guy they drafted after the year after?
Sherrod.
Derek Sherrod is also on there. It was one of the few times he was seen in his star-crossed Packers career.
Ouch.
But you guys look like badasses, I got to tell you. And it's not nearly as popular as that Sports Illustrated cover with all the skill position guys. Typical for poor offensive linemen. All right. We need to get to...
In fairness, they didn't go 15-1. That's 2012 year.
Also, that's a good point. But come on. We know how this works. Brian's been an offensive lineman for enough of his life to know how this works. And I've been with Associated Bank long enough to know that they are the best in the business. They've got all the awards to prove it for their customer service. Whether you're a Packers fan, a Badgers fan, or a Brewers fan, you can get checking that you're going to love with your favorite team on it. I just have the Associated Bank logo because that's the team I like. And, of course, they've also got early pay, they've got credit monitoring, and they've got fraud protection, so you know you are always in good hands. Go to AssociatedBank.com to find out more. The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch starts in 2 minutes, so stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Mark Tosher here for Pizza Hut, and let me tell you, Pizza Hut delivers a win every time with the Big Dinner Box. For just $19.99, get 2 medium, 1-topping pizzas, 8 boneless wings, and 5 breadsticks. Feed your whole team for one unbeatable price. Choose your crust, hand-tossed, pan, thin and crispy, or even tavern style. Order now for delivery or carry out at pizzahut.com or on the Pizza Hut app. The Big Dinner Box for just $19.99, only at Pizza Hut. And remember, no one outpizzas the Hut.
Hi, this is Dave Kane. You're listening to Madison's Home of the Bucks, a good Karma brand radio station, 100.5 ESPN WTLX, Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson. Sports Center brought to you by Wisconsin Surplus in Mount Horeb, your homegrown auction powerhouse. From government assets to vehicles and equipment, find your next deal at wisconsinsurplus.com. Milwaukee Bucks victorious last night over the New York Knicks at Fiserv Forum. National TV game on NBC. 121-111. Giannis shined again. The reigning Eastern Conference Player of the Week. 37 points to lead all scorers. Also went with 8 rebounds, 7 assists. Ryan Rollins, a career-high 25 points for Milwaukee. Bucks are 3-1. Good start to the season, and another big matchup on Thursday night, hosting Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors at Fiserv Forum. Tip time set for 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Pre-game coverage starts at 6:30 here on Madison's Home of the Bucks, 100.5 ESPN. Giannis, the Eastern Conference Player of the Week. How about Jordan Love, NFC Offensive Player of the Week for Week 8 in his performance against Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers? Packers back at practice today, turning their attention to this Sunday's contest, hosting the Carolina Panthers at Lambeau Field. Tonight on 100.5 ESPN, Game 5 of the World Series. Dodgers-Blue Jays coverage starts at 6.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Clock out of Wilde and Tausch begins now as we play a little catch-up because we had Corey Linsley and we had Uncle Homer, and obviously we love it when Bryan is here. Bryan Bulaga is our cousin sub of the day. So let me just ask this question, because Bryan, you are a huge Premier League guy. You love your soccer, your football. Jesse, and the World Series was on last night. The girls had a bunch of activities going on. We had a concert that we had to go to that I thoroughly enjoyed. I should not have said had to. Went to.
Had the opportunity to go to.
Yes. Some beautiful singing voices being heard, including my own afterward, because one of the songs was really catchy. Do we really need NBA basketball on NBC on Tuesday nights?
Yeah, we do. Prime time, baby. Cue up the music.
Like, we don't have enough.
Yeah.
We don't have like enough Law and Orders or other like regular television shows. Tuesday night NBA basketball. It's fantastic on NBC.
The best theme song in sports. The NBA on NBC, Round Ball Rock, back in action there. It was weird.
No one's saying it's not. I mean, I was so used to it being like on the weekends, right? Like when I was growing up and the Bulls would be on, like it would be the weekends. And like, that's what I was used to, that theme song, and, it'd be the weekends. Not a Tuesday night. It was the big games on the weekends, that song, not the Tuesday night. Who was watching it on Tuesday night?
I was dialed in last night, I watched the second. I switched over to Peacock to watch the second game. Yeah,
it was the Bucks.
And Giannis had a great game against the Knicks. That's a big win for the team early in the season.
Are you watching Golden State and Denver on Tuesday night?
No, Jason. I watched Golden State and the Clippers on Peacock last night. Sure did.
Oh my gosh. Do you go to bed? Like, do you sleep?
I get about 6 hours a night normally, and then I pick one weekend day and I sleep in a bit. Yeah. Is it the healthiest lifestyle? No, but it's the lifestyle for me. I had my prize picks queued up last night. Nice little night. Pajemski for Golden State helped me out. Over 10.5 points. Easy money. Watching that game on Peacock, getting our show sheet ready. It was fantastic.
Wisconsin guy, isn't he from our state?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
What time does that game start?
Right.
It tipped at 10 after 10.
Oh, my God.
What are you doing?
Which for you, Bulaga, would be 11:10 p.m. Eastern time. That game tipped
You're
last
out
night.
of your mind. You're out of your mind. You're out of your mind.
I did not stay up to see the end of it, similar to the World Series game the other night. I did not stay up to see the end of it, but I did. Pajemski got to over 10.5 points in the third quarter. I was like, all right, that's good for me. I sent our little show sheet out and went to bed. That was good. Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
It feels like there's no better time than right now to tell you about Behind the Bucks. If you love the NBA, you can listen to Behind the Bucks. That podcast is found on the Bucks Plus Audio Network, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Behind the Bucks brings you exclusive access and untold stories about the greatest stars and moments in Bucks history. Find Behind the Bucks on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get your podcasts, including Spotify, where we're still not back on. Behind the Bucks, presented by Gallagher. All right, time for trivia, Jesse. I just finished my Oregon trivia to send along to you for tomorrow. What's the category today, and what caller would you like?
So here's what we're going to do, fellas. You know, it is Wednesday, and it's always Wisconsin Geography Wednesday.
Except for this one time.
Except for today. Calling an audible. With Corey Linsley stealing the show and to rave reviews from the YouTube dwellers as our special guest of the day here with old Bryan Bulaga. Our trivia category today, which former Bryan Bulaga teammate am I?
Ooh!
And Bryan does not have the questions in his inbox, so he gets to play along with our contestant today.
All right, excellent. Bryan wore number 75 for the Packers and wore 79 at Iowa?
Yep.
So we'll do 79, but not caller 79. 7 plus 9 is 16. Caller 16, 84770-3776, 844-770-3776. Caller 16 plays which former Bryan Bulaga teammate, which does not deliver the same quality acronym as former Aaron Rodgers teammate, which of course was fart. Caller 16 plays trivia next. We gotta get the Chippewa Falls. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Grassland Butter is built by tradition right here in Wisconsin. Grassland is family owned and has been crafting butter for 5 generations. That's why at Grassland Butter, you're more than just an employee, you're family. The Wietrich family believes in supporting each other, growing together, and building a workplace where everyone feels valued. Your voice matters at Grassland Dairy. Your success is our success. Join a team where culture isn't just a buzzword, it's how we live every day. Check us out online at grassland.com. That's grassland.com.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
Audi Madison is where performance meets precision. Take advantage of the 3.99% APR for 72 months, plus $6,000 customer bonus when you purchase a 2025 Audi A6 Sedan 5.5 TFSI Quattro. No down payment to qualified credit, must finance through Wells Fargo. Customer bonus is only available until November 3rd. Stop in and test drive today. Check out AudiMadison.com to see current inventory and specials. Start your adventure at Audi Madison today, off the Beltline and Rimrock Road.
Hi, I'm John Hayes of Goodman's Jewelers. It's hard to imagine, but Goodman's has been the diamond store of Madison since 1933, which means your parents, maybe even your grandparents might have shopped with us. We maintain the same high standards, honesty, and integrity that kept them coming back time and again. Keep their history and our history alive. Shop Goodman's Jewelers today in the heart of Madison at 220 State Street. We're online at goodmansjewelers.com.
The best is at Goodman's.
The new Piggly Wiggly Pig Points program is here, and earning rewards just got easier. Now you'll earn 10 Pig Points for every $1 you spend, and redeem those points on your favorite products right in the store. It's simple, it's rewarding, and it's all right here at your neighborhood Piggly Wiggly. So shop more, earn more, and save more only at Piggly Wiggly. Sign up today at shopthepig.com.
The wait is over. Badger Hoops tips off this month. With new faces on the roster and highly anticipated conference battles ahead, the drive for excellence never changes. From buzzer beaters to Big Ten showdowns, Wisconsin men's basketball delivers the moments you live for at the Kohl Center. Purchase your single-game tickets by visiting uwbadgers.com or by calling 1-800-GO-BADGERS. That's uwbadgers.com or 1-800-GO-BADGERS.
At Siding Unlimited, we're really excited for the fall season. Not only are we proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics, we are also fired up for an exciting fall season cheering on football and volleyball. If that's not enough, we're really excited to share with you that Siding Unlimited is Wisconsin's best window and door installation team. Siding Unlimited is a Pella Platinum Premier National Contractor of the Year award winner 5 times. Looking for new windows and doors? Visit us at sidingunlimited.com or stop by our beautiful showroom in Madison.
Looking for a delicious meal without breaking the bank? Cousin Subs has you covered. Our $10 meal deal gives you a 7.5-inch ham and provolone, turkey breast, or veggie sub piled high with fresh hand-sliced ingredients, crisp veggies, and all your favorite toppings. Add a bag of chips or regular fries, a fountain drink, and a cookie, all for just $10. This deal's available online or through the Cousins app only. And you can enjoy your meal at home, at work, or delivered straight to your door, hot and fresh. Cousin Subs. We believe in better. Available at participating locations. Offer subject to change.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
Rolling on with Bryan Bulaga as our cousin sub of the day. Cousin Subs. We believe in better. Time now for Wilde and Tausch Trivia.
Wilde and Tausch Trivia is presented by Cousin Subs. Cousin Subs $10 meal deal gives you a 7.5-inch sub, bag of chips or regular fries, fountain drink, and a cookie. All for just $10. This deal is only available online or through the Cousin.
Sounds way better than Jesse when he does that. Let's welcome in our contestant.
I thought I sounded pretty good. He does say cookie really fun, though.
He does.
And
He also,
cookie.
it sounded like he stopped short, by the way. Let's get to our contestant. He is a first-time contestant. It is Dave in Deerfield. That's fun. Dave, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. How are you doing?
We are awesome, and I hope you do awesome in trivia. This is always fun when we try something a little bit different. Again, the category is which former Bryan Bulaga teammate am I? Bryan has not seen the questions. He's not eligible for the Cousin Subs gift card. I don't think they have any locations near his home anyway. But I think they have Moe's Tex-Mex, and the girls really love that place, so they're going to come down and visit you just so they can go to Moe's. Here is your first question in Cousin Subs trivia. Question 1. When I wasn't slamming beers at Bucks playoff games, I was number 1 on the Packers depth chart at left tackle on the opposite side of the offensive line as Bryan Bulaga, thanks to him tearing his ACL on Family Night 2013, for 6 seasons. Which former Bryan Bulaga teammate am I? Am I David Bakhtiari, Marshall Newhouse, or Jeff Saturday?
Bakhtiari.
Indeed, indeed. That is 1 for 1. Brian would have gotten that one. I feel confident. Now, this one's a little more interesting. After playing college football at Connecticut and Eastern Kentucky, I followed up my 2 seasons as a quarterback in Green Bay, appearing in games with 5 other NFL teams, including the Detroit Lions. Which former Bryan Bulaga teammate am I? Am I Brett Huntley, Tim Boyle, or Deshaun Kaiser?
Tim Boyle.
Brian?
I'm going to say Boyle as well, yeah.
Good work. 2 for 2. Now we're going to go far into the archives. Not far enough to go back to Marion Central Catholic, I don't think.
No. That'd have been fun.
Question number 3, Dave, is this. After quarterbacking Iowa to an Outback Bowl victory in 2008, I was drafted in the 5th round by the Kansas City Chiefs. Which former Bryan Bulaga teammate am I? Okay, so think back. All right, your options are... Sorry, I accidentally closed my window if you couldn't tell. Your options are Ricky Stanzi, C.J. Beathard, or Chuck Long.
Ooh, Stanzi.
Brian?
It was Ricky Stanzi.
Wow. So on a scale of 1 to 10 in terms of the difficulty here, Brian, for you, it would obviously be a 1. You know all these people. How hard do you think these were for a typical contestant? Because Dave got them all.
I would think that the first 2 were easy for someone that follows the Packers. I think the Iowa one would make you... I mean, putting Chuck Long at the end, obviously everyone knows I didn't play with Chuck Long.
Yeah, I put that in there. I called it audible.
Bad ad-lib.
If you would have put Jake Christensen in there as the 3rd, that would have made people second-guess that one. Because
that's who Jesse had in there. I wanted to do Chuck Long. He's the only Iowa quarterback I really remember.
That would have made people guess.
Whether you benefited from my ad-lib, which Jesse called a bad ad-lib, I thought it was a great ad-lib, but it also made it easier for you.
Bad-lib, am I right?
Bad-lib. Well, mad-lib. And now you're a mad-lib. You got all 3 right. That means you got 4 entries into Friday's drawing. Thanks for playing, buddy. We appreciate it.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys. Take it easy.
Well done, Brian. Well done, Jesse. I'm sorry for my bad lib. So, Christensen, did you play with him too?
Yeah. Yep.
So that would have made it much harder, is what you're saying.
Yes. Yes.
I don't remember him. I remember Ricky Stanzi.
I don't either. I got to be honest, Jesse. The only reason I changed it because I thought that was a made-up name.
No, he was a real guy there.
No, I see that now. I learned that now. Yeah, I figured that out.
There's a lot of Iowa quarterbacks that feel like they're there forever. Ricky Stanzi might take the cake. He and Beathard, I think, were there for like 18 years.
That's true.
But there's some other guys that when you look at some of the past names, it feels like they were there forever. And
Vandenberg. If you would have put Vandenberg, I played with him. So there's some guys.
You weren't even there that long.
No.
You were like 17 when you got to the NFL. Well, maybe not 17, but close. All right, that is Wilde and Tausch Trivia, the Bryan Bulaga edition. We will play double Wisconsin or maybe some Oregon trivia, geography trivia tomorrow when Tausch allegedly will return to the fold. Before that, we have to wrap up today's show, and that begins with Whoa Nelly, which we will play next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Hungry for something fresh and delicious? Get your favorites from Cousin Subs delivered straight to your door. From our freshly baked bread and hand-sliced meats and cheeses to our famous sides, crispy golden fries, Wisconsin cheese curds, or creamy mac and cheese. Every meal made to order and ready to enjoy. Ordering is quick and easy online or through the Cousins app, whether it's a solo lunch, family dinner, or a spread for the whole crew. Let us bring it straight to you, fast and fresh. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
The UW Credit Union member Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, old T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Wisconsin icon.
It's all about the Badgers.
The dawn of the Wisconsin Badgers.
We did it better than everybody for 20-some years.
Joined by two of his football legends.
I like all of them, except for quarterback.
I like defensive ends.
Hey,
I really like defensive ends.
Someone didn't like kickers at one point.
The Barry Alvarez Show with Barry Alvarez, Tarek Saleh, Derek Engler, and Jesse Nelson. Live from Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton every Monday night. Right here on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Looking to take your baseball game to the next level? GRB Academy provides year-round training programs designed around your schedule and your goals. For over 15 years, GRB has been Wisconsin's leader in player development and advancement with a state-of-the-art 52,000 square foot facility of elite baseball training space and coaches who know how to get results. From youth to high school, baseball players trust GRB to help them reach their next level. Training program spots are filling quickly, so don't wait. Register now at grbacademy.com.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to Chevy Colorado will eat up some of the toughest terrains with 5 available drive modes. And Silverado and Silverado HD have the muscle to take you out for some serious with multiple engine options and impressive towing. While Silverado EV is the perfect combo of performance and capability. Nice. Making it a snap to hitch up this electric truck and hit the road. Wherever the road leads, Chevy trucks are right there with you. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
When it comes to your career, most companies want you to be interested in them. At Northwestern Mutual, their mutual interest is you. That's why they listen to your career goals, plan the steps to get there, and work side by side all along the way. To learn more about career opportunities, search for Northwestern Mutual Southern Wisconsin online or call 608-836-3080. That's 608-836-3080. The Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Time out on the field. Let's bring in Gina Della from Pella. What's the winning game plan this month?
Wayne, a whole house of new windows for as low as $297 a month with 0% interest for up to 60 months.
Wow, that's a drive you can sustain for years. No penalties, no extra interest.
And unlike opponents, Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin actually stops the drafts.
Don't sit on the sidelines, folks. Make your move today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 10/31/2025.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
Take my heart, don't break it. Love me to my bones. All this time I've wasted.
Without further ado, time for Whoa Nelly.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa Nelly
on Wilde and Tausch.
I want to do a little brainstorming session here.
I love those.
Last night, ESPN and ESPN Plus featured the NHL Frozen Frenzy. every NHL team was in action, and each game started incrementally 15 minutes at a time. So theoretically, you could watch puck drop, and then, if everything played out the way you would expect, the conclusion of each game consecutively. So you had, like, the first game started at 5 p.m., then another one at 5:15, then another one at 5:30, and it continued all until, like, 10 p.m., you know, when Brian was fast asleep, and I was still wide awake watching Golden State and the Clippers.
Sorry, I missed that.
Yeah.
Could this work anywhere in the world of football? Because obviously the TV contracts are what they are. If, like, Big Ten Network for the first Saturday of the college football season, every hour or every 30 minutes, a new college football game kicks off. And it's like a whip-around version of watching every team, almost like Red Zone. NFL, if there's a way that this would ever be done, with international games, if we go to the 18-game regular season. Is there any world where this could work and be successful in football?
I don't know. Because, they already have, like, Red Zone. So, like, people get to see everything that they want to see, technically, if they want to get, like, the scoring. Like, you know what I mean? The scoring drives. Like, people seeing the conclusion of the games isn't really what they want to see, this, like, the scoring drives, I guess. And if there is a conclusion of the game, they cut to it anyway. Like, it's kind of on Red Zone. So I don't know. I'm not sure if that pans out.
What is the point of this?
Every team's in action. It's a league-wide effort to showcase all of the teams. You get to see every team start and theoretically end its respective game. And it starts at 5 p.m. for the East Coast and goes all the way until Calgary and whoever late at night.
I'm sorry, I'm distracted by the fact that you're all blurry.
Yeah, that too.
Whoa, although some might argue that's an improvement.
It's my good side. Yeah. I do think baseball should do this on opening day.
Baseball's even harder to time up.
No,
though.
you do first pitch for all 30 teams in Major League Baseball. Opening day started at 1 p.m. Central Time, and every 30 minutes you start a new game. And that way, if you're a diehard baseball fan, you get to see first pitch in the first inning of all 30 teams.
So
From 1
you had
p.m.
all
until
these
9
different
p.m. at night.
topics you could have done, and this is what you chose.
This is a good idea.
And now you're trying to Tausch it and extrapolate it out to other leagues. You're trying to fix something that ain't broke. That's a Tauschism.
College basketball kind of did this with I think the Big East for their opening night did like incremental 15-minute tip times, and that worked pretty successfuri for whatever network
Do
was
I have
broadcasting
access
that.
to all these games?
Yeah, you would get a TV partner that would say, this is what we're going to do on this
Right,
night.
but who has enough channels? I have to do it on it has to be streaming.
Every game is streaming on, just say Big Ten college football, since, that's our thing.
I don't know
there.
if there's a lot of things I don't want to watch on that one.
Iowa and Illinois State kicks off at noon. And then you have that. That's on Big Ten Network on TV for 30 minutes, and then it goes over to at 12.
So that channel flips?
Yeah, and then you have
this is dumb.
You have whatever Big Ten Network.
No. I'm out.
At 12:30. All right, if you want to keep watching, it's on Big Ten Plus. Now we're going to go to Madison, where Wisconsin, Miami, Ohio is kicking off. You get to see the first drives of that game. All right, now if you want to watch that,
see first drives of a game.
Now we're going to go back to Evanston, and Northwestern's playing Eastern Michigan. For all those games that end up being one-sided on the...
Whoa, Nelly! It's about 5 minutes I'm never going to get back.
I'm right.
All right, you got one more that doesn't suck?
Hey, Bryan Bulaga of Brian Kelly, James Franklin, and Billy Napier all being fired, respectively, by LSU, Penn State, and Florida. What are your thoughts on the coaching carousel taking place in the landscape of college football?
First of all, I think it's the best job to have as a college football coach. You get fired and you get paid $60-something million to go away. Like, it's the best job to have. But what do I think? I mean, I don't really know. I mean, it's going to create. I guess I don't know what it does, because all it does is going to create more controversy. Like, you're going to see Lane Kiffin go to one of these schools. He hasn't won anything anywhere to begin with, but then he's going to go get paid $15 million to go to Florida. He's going to lose in 3 years and then get paid $50 million to leave there. Like, it's just the same cycle over and over and over and over again. So, like, because, like, listen, who's going to beat Ohio State, Oregon, Georgia? Like, it's the same thing. It really is. It's the same rinse and repeat. So it doesn't matter. Just college head coaches that sign huge deals have the best jobs in America. If you're bad, you get a buyout, and then you can go hang out at a Fox studio, get paid like $100,000, and the college pays you the rest of your giant salary until you find another job that you really want to take. It's the best deal.
Matt LaFleur is at the podium. We will have some updates from what he has to say to wrap up the program. Jesse, this was not your best.
College football bowls should do my plan.
Yeah, now you're trying to go back to something that
this is actually a good idea. If you had, because all the bowl games don't matter anymore. Everybody opts out of them, but they all exist. We don't need all the games standalone on television. Like, here's one at 2 o'clock on December 28th, and here's another one at 5:30 on December 29th.
I like bowl games.
So on a Saturday, you have each game on ABC, ESPN, ESPN2, some of them on ESPN Plus that aren't as good. And then on ESPNU, you do the whip around. And every 30 minutes, a game starts, and then they can do red zone style, looking in and watch the kickoff of another one. And it's just Bowl-a-Palooza, play them all on the same day. The non-playoff games.
Stop trying to save your terrible idea that you stole from the NHL, which is a terrible idea for them. We'll wrap up the show next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
Mark Tusher here for Chalmers Jewelers. I've been a big fan of Scott, Garrett, and the whole team at Chalmers Jewelers for years now. I go there, my friends go there, and most importantly, my wife loves it whenever I get her something from Chalmers Jewelers. It's my go-to spot for birthdays, anniversaries, and any special occasion. For quality jewelry and a great experience, choose Chalmers Jewelers, the place to go for that perfect gift. Stop at Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Bruner Realty, providing excellent real estate and property management services in the Madison area for over 30 years. Contact their team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to get housed today.
Barry Alvarez isn't shy about his thoughts on in-state recruiting. Here's the coach explaining why he put so much emphasis on making sure that Wisconsin kids stayed home.
The top players here are as good as any in the country, and no one's paying attention to them. So you have a better chance. I mean, it's just common sense.
Catch the Barry Alvarez Show every Monday night from 6 to 7 p.m. across ESPN Madison.
Get a whole house of new Pella windows for as low as $297 a month with 0% interest for up to 60 months.
Wow. Don't sit on the sidelines, folks. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Hey, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Buying a roof, siding, or windows can feel overwhelming. Hidden costs, confusing contracts. We don't play that game. We educate you so you can decide. And when you know the facts, Infinity Exteriors is the clear choice. Since 1997, we've installed peace of mind with no surprise upcharges, flexible budgets, and immediate financing. Infinity Exteriors, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
All day, every day, the Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
What's better than cheering for the Packers with an ice-cold beer in your hand?
cheering for the Packers with an ice cold beer in your hand that you got for 10% off. And when you get Packers checking from Associated Bank, you get even more. Like 10% off food and 10% off drinks on game day. Like that ice cold beer in your hand. Plus 15% off Pro Shop gear. Only with Packers checking. Associated Bank. Bank of the Packers. Learn more at associatedbank.com/Packers. Member FDIC.
The area's best high school sports coverage is Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania.
Riley Yauk here as the postseason rolls on across ESPN Madison. This week we head to Monona Grove for Level 2 of the WIAA playoffs as the Silver Eagles take on the Germantown Warhawks. Myself and the Dean Dennis Semrau have the call this Friday. Kickoff is at 7 p.m. on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Planning a corporate event, private party, or team outing? Madison acts as your state-of-the-art entertainment spot. Whoa, you nailed it! Featuring 8 lanes of axe throwing, craft beer, and interactive games, plus digital target projection and scoring. For even more fun, check out their indoor backyard. 2,000 square feet of shuffleboard, cornhole, yard games, bar table games, and more. Book your corporate event or holiday party now, before their lanes fill up. Go to MadisonAxe.com or head to their location on Stoughton Road today.
We're on the Badgers.
No fan out there is excited about what Chris McIntosh said. No fan out there is excited about Luke Fickell.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
No fan out there is buying into this program.
This is 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Let's make tonight the weekend. I don't wanna wait. I don't wanna wait. I don't wanna wait. Got no reason not to celebrate. Baby, I just don't wanna wait. Tonight's
All right, a few things from Matt LaFleur speaking at the podium. First, he is not our favorite Packer who played at Iowa. Nothing against him. We just have people higher up in the power rankings like Matt Bowen and Mike Daniels.
Yeah, Mike Daniels was a good one. Yeah.
Micah Hyde.
He was good.
I'm blanking on any other Iowa guys. But those guys were really good.
Yeah. Still hung up on him. He's good.
But Lucas Van Ness will not practice today per Matt LaFleur, so that foot injury, he's still saying he's day-to-day, but
is this week 3 of that?
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So he'll likely miss his 3rd straight game. Also, Matt LaFleur was asked if Marshawn Lloyd would be back anytime soon, and LaFleur's response was, I wouldn't count on that anytime soon.
Okay.
That's a hamstring, right? It happened in camp. Like at the end of camp.
I was going to ask you about him
October
tomorrow.
29th.
We got fans who keep texting us saying, when are you guys going to talk about Marshawn Lloyd and what he's going to do this
apparently
year?
not ever. Based on that response there, Blurry Jesse. And then, finally, before we run out of time, Matt LaFleur says Brandon McManus will kick today. So that would indicate he's going to be back on his regular schedule of Wednesday, Friday game day, instead of last week when he kicked on Thursday when they were kind of testing whether he could be back. Brian, that would indicate that they're planning on him kicking again after his 2 misses and his 2 chip shot makes after, and not Lucas Havrisik. So you feel good about that? I mean, he's the proven commodity, even though he did miss those 2 kicks last Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, I still feel good about McManus. I do. I mean, listen, I feel good about him as the kind of stalwart kicker. I mean, he's proven it. He's done it. I don't know how long you keep Havrisik on the roster because I certainly don't think you want McManus looking over his shoulder. That's not something I think you want in a kicker's mind at all. But in the same breath, you want to make sure that the quad is okay. Like, are those kicks coming up short because he's not confident in the quad or something like that? So that's my only thought is how long do you keep 2 kickers on the roster? Like that's the only question.
Right, and maybe it's only long enough to get past the trade deadline and see if you can get something for him from a team that's desperate for kicking help. We'll have to wait and see about that. Stella has decided the show is over, clearly. It's time to go outside. So,
where's that cat? Have the cat wrangler.
There are some cats down here as well. She may be barking at them. I can't confirm or deny. I can confirm that the show is over. Brian, you're the best, man. We appreciate it. Be on Ready 5 like in Top Gun in case Tausch has some travel problems and we need you tomorrow.
I did ask Tausch, are you for sure back Friday? He said travel pending. I hope so. So I don't know what your Friday plans look like, but we might need you.
Okay, well, keep me in the loop.
You're the best. That's it for us today. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcasts are available free on the ESPN Wisconsin